Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Whatever I Guess podcast. Happy Saturday. This week, we have two topics we're going to go over today. We're going to go over ghosts and Harry Potter. Should be really fun to get into both of those. You know, we're on episode 2, and, I just didn't think we'd ever really get this far, what do you guys think? Just kidding. I will say this. Jay has a nice update for everybody today, and I think it's time to hand it over to my boy Jay. Jay, would you like to tell us?
Now, I bet you're all wondering why I look like this right now. And the answer is, I just wanted to give you guys a little taste, a little bit of the flavor for what's going to be going on these upcoming weeks. So, unfortunately, I know we've grown so much, like in these 2 episodes that have happened so far, but me and a bunch of friends, including the Whatever I Guess crew, are going on a vacation soon. So this upcoming Saturday, actually flying out. And then that whole upcoming week into the next Saturday, we're going to be unavailable. So for the next 2 Saturdays, unfortunately, we're not going to be here. But we have a lot of content coming your way. And you're going to get to see me and others in outfits similar to this having a good time. So without further ado, I kind of just want to hop straight into it. Ghosts.
Yeah, ghosts.
Ghosts, do you believe in them? Are they real? Have we had experiences? Have you had experiences? Have you been contacted about your car's extended warranty?
Yeah.
So all these things. So
I would have gotten a lemon.
I guess I guess the first thing to mention or want to talk about is do you believe in ghosts, Anthony?
I have had so many conversations about ghosts. I want to believe in ghosts. I want to go out. I want to do that haunted house, spend the night thing with friends or whatever at some point. I don't know if I want to do it alone. I might get a little irked, a little freaked out. But I will say, I want to believe in ghosts, but I have not had any significant evidence. What about you?
Okay, so for me, for the whole ghost thing, I'm a bit skeptical at times. It's I don't know. I feel like there's something there. I've had weird experiences, but I have a lot of nightmares. All right, I'll say that. Or I used to, at least. High stress, whatever.
Same.
But there are some I get some hyper realistic dreams and stuff like that. So it's I can understand when people are kind of freaking out, getting paranoid and whatever. But I feel like there's something there. And so I guess I've heard tons of people be like, oh, well, I had this thing happen or whatever. There's been moments where I remember I heard distinctly there was definitely when I was living back at my house over on 20th. And I was young, I was younger in my room. I remember late at night, I swear I heard a knock on my window. And then my dad went and checked in and everything like that. And it was just something there's no way it could have been anything. My mom's like, oh, maybe it was a cat or whatever. And then they were like, that is weird if you heard an actual knock. Maybe I was insane. I don't know. I was young.
Probably the latter.
But yeah, exactly. But it's there's always those little things, but some of it can be explained away. So for me personally, I think if ghosts exist, there's kind of an explanation for it.
Okay, what would you say? What would you say is the kind of the explanation? And why human ghosts over why aren't there ghosts of ants? All the trillions of ants that have existed and fish.
So
unless you think there are, right?
I think there are definitely ghost ants somewhere.
Okay.
But okay, so you know how there's a sixth sense?
Yeah, I believe in a sixth sense.
There's a sixth sense thing. It's you can't really put your finger on it. Some people go maybe it's balance or magnetism. There's actually things or whatever, but
or
it's just a
stuff.
feeling. Yeah, it's just a feeling thing. It's I feel if you look up what the term ghost is, it basically means the remnant of something.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm just what if there is some kind of energy? I don't know what that kind of energy we want to call it. It could be electromagnetic because we have electricity that goes through our brains, our synapses and stuff. But what if people can like affect an area or objects because they have so much like emotional energy around it that it leaves like a ghost, like an imprint on it. Like it's not like if I were to say like ghosts exist, like for me I wouldn't think it's like an actual like spirit, like sentient-ish spirit like hanging out. Like maybe it's literally just the remnant of someone's kind of emotions or something or experiences. I don't know, but
if there was a ghost that actually did exist, if there were ghosts that did actually exist, I'm rooting for the ominous Flying Dutchman. I just want to put that out there. Yeah. SpongeBob's ominous Flying Dutchman canon event. I would just hope. So you think there are ghosts? You think it's a sixth sense thing? Okay. I talked to people. A lot of like people I've dated in the past will bring up ghosts. You know, it's kind of like a funny way to like you know, it makes like intimate moment and whatnot. It's funny. But then there's like stories that kind of freak you out. You know, I was dating a girl one time and then we were sitting in the car and she's just like, yeah, I swear ghosts are real. And I was like, okay, like go into that more. Like give me an example. I need to believe that the ghosts are real. And she's like, all right. So like, you know, sitting in the house, middle of the day, nothing's going on. Everybody's gone. She has like a bunch of like siblings that live at the house and everything. And then she's just like, cup flies out of nowhere. And I was like out of nowhere? She's like, yeah, cup flies out of nowhere. It's on the table, upright. It was there all morning. Nobody was home. No pets. No nothing. And like, she didn't have pets is what I mean. And then just cup flies across the room. And I was like, okay, all right. I was like, let me just level with you here. I was like, so the windows were closed? She's like, yeah. And I was like, nothing was on the table other than this cup? She's like, nope. And what else? Like, was there anything else? I was like, there's no objects, no nothing, right? She's like, no. And I was like, I guess, I don't know. And then I was like, and it hit me. And I was like, I got it. I was like, I know what it was. She's like, what was it? I was like, it was like fucking ghosts. she was like really pissed at me when I said that. Jesus. We had a good laugh. But I like those kinds of stories can't explain.
Like you've never had anything personal like that happen to you?
I have. So like actually a couple days ago there was this like pitter patter and it wasn't coming from like our roof. And our roof has like a very significant like it's like just wood on the roof and whatnot. So it's like it has a specific sound. And there's this like little pitter patter going across my ceiling. And it was like something was in the attic, but it wasn't like a bug. It wasn't like a rat. Like it didn't sound like those kinds of things that like scurry and whatever. It was like consistent and then it would stop. And then it would be like inconsistent and then stop. And it happened for like an hour straight. I couldn't fall asleep. And then I put earplugs in when I can't fall asleep. So I put my earplugs in and I crashed. I was like, I don't want to look into this right now. I just went to bed. Haven't heard it since. But my own personal story that was like the closest I'd ever get was in my house at like different times of the day. You could like open a door and then another door would open. Or you would like close a door and then all of them would close. And I'm like, that's creepy. And I'm not saying like they would all like tap close. They would like click closed. Like you'd hear it go like like it hits like the corner and then it completely closes like right.
Could your house would your house be haunted? Like would it be well, I mean, okay, go for it.
Yeah, I figured out that if certain windows are open and the AC was on, it was a pressure imbalance. But it took me like 10 years of my life to figure that out. Because I would like, that would happen once. Like I close the door and I'd hear all of them click. And I'd just stay in my room until someone came home when I was like really little. But one day it dawned on me. I was like, it's so hot up here because it's like 15 degrees hotter upstairs. And then, yeah, it just like, it dawned on me. I was like, what if it's just the AC kicked on? And right when the AC kicked on later that day, all the doors like opened at the same time. And I was like, I wonder. So I just tried the experiment. I opened and closed the door like 10 times in a row. And then I figured that story out. I've been wanting ghosts to be real. It's just, I don't know. I keep finding ways.
It's one of those things where it's just like, unless you have like a very surreal personal experience, it's hard to really say for sure. Because it's like, even if you thought about like, why would your house be haunted? Like, why would there be a ghost hanging out like at your place? Like, even thinking about it for like the old place at my parents' house, it's just kind of like, why would it be there? Like, there's no reason. Like, unless it's like, the crazy part too is usually it's like, a lot of times it'll be like, oh, like this tragic thing happened. There's like a lot of suffering or something like that in this place. But like, it always has to be that, and it's like I don't know exactly why. I know that there's supposedly like on that kind of stuff, like there's friendly spirits, but
that's the one that kind of throws all the logic out the window. It's like, oh, it's a friendly ghost. It's like, was it that intense of a thing that it needed to stay like a remnant? Right? Like you said, it's usually, like you said, emotional made sense too, but like, imagine somebody being that happy and jovial, like, and they just had to stick around. So I don't know.
I mean, like, I guess it's one of those things like you get like a feel good thing from like stuff that's left over with people. Okay. I don't know, but yeah, like me personally, I had like that one. There's been like, again, I have night terrors, or like I do have night terrors and like waking nightmares and stuff like that. So it's just like I've woken up, or in my head I've woken up, and been like, it seems normal. I'm laying in my bed back at my parents' place when I was older, looking forward. There's a woman, like a womanly figure, kind of Grudge-esque like, but like you can't really see her face. It's kind of blurred out or whatever.
That's terrible.
And she is standing next to my bed, and she bends over to reach over to like grab towards me or like my comforter or blanket, and then I just literally throw off my comforter or whatever. I get up, I grab, like I slept with a machete nearby me. I grab that, turn on the lights.
Like we all do.
Yeah, as we all do. But turn on the lights, and then like fight or flight's going and all this stuff, and then like there's nothing there. There's nothing there. But like I get some crazy dreams. Like I will wake up because it's really hot, and then I'll go turn off like 9 vents in my room because it's all hot, and I'll go back to sleep. Wake up the next morning. Fun fact, I don't have 9 vents in my room. That would be overkill, right? There's one in my room. But I vividly remember I got up, walked around my room. I moved a bookcase, closed a vent, closed a bunch of these vents that don't exist. Went back to bed. And it was so realistic that it seemed normal that I did that. And I can't tell with that one if I actually got up or if I just was asleep. Because fun fact, I sleepwalk when I'm very sick or something like that.
Oh, you talked about that before.
Yeah, so like I can imagine someone with my like case of like I sleepwalk a lot in like different circumstances, and like because of how my dreams are and whatever, like I can wake up and I'm like in fight or flight already, but I don't remember the dream. Like I can imagine that level of paranoia and like affecting people to make people think certain things are inexplainable. But the amount of times I've had to calm myself, like moving here to this new place, I had to get used to all the sounds of the house and everything. Like I learned the locations in this house. Like if I walk down the hallway, the end of the hallway, there's a specific section that if you hit that while walking, it'll rattle like the entire, like, I don't know. I think that's kind of like that's like the west side of the house will just rattle.
Yeah.
And it's like when I first came here, I was like, ugh! But then after a bit, I was like, I'm going to try to replicate it. And I did, and I'm just like, well, there's the answer. It's not ghosts. Yeah. I don't even know why this place would be haunted, but
my friend had my neighbor across from us. He had a spot in his house, and it was the weirdest thing. It was like in the carpet. There was like this little droop in the carpet right in front of his door frame, not under it, but right in front of it. And one day he just was like, "Yo, check this out." And I was like, "All right." And he like leans on the door frame like this, and then he like gives a little kick to the floor. And like the whole house shift, and then it came back, and he's like, "Isn't that weird?" And I'm like, "Bro, I kind of want to go downstairs now." I was like, "That's kind of crazy."
Yeah, it's okay. So
kind of off topic.
Oh no, you're good. So another thing, Mark, I sent you a link for the YouTube channel on my Discord. Can you go to the Discord on that and grab that and share that to the Snortoga's Chosen Discord, just so that way they can see it. Sorry, that's a side tangent, but
yeah. So there's another story. I actually do have a ghost story. I think that was like one I couldn't figure out. Like I didn't have time, I guess, and obviously like I'll get into it. So I was at my buddy Andrew's house. We were hanging out late at night, and then he's like, "Yo, just crash here," and whatever. We had a couple people come over. We were all like going to watch a horror movie together. I hate horror movies. Like it just. I don't know, it just like I used to be afraid of the dark as a kid and whatnot. So I always think like stuff is just constantly behind me at night. Now, chill, finally. But yeah, we're all sitting there watching a horror movie, and as always, I'm the last to go to sleep. Everybody's crashed. And during the beginning of the movie, he was like, my house is haunted. I was like, thanks for telling me that. Yeah, thanks, because I know I'm going to be the last to fall asleep. And then we're watching this movie that I don't really want to watch, but I'm like, I don't want to go home. It's kind of far, whatever. So we're like there, whatever. And he's like, yeah, the dude looks like Abe Lincoln. I've seen him before. And I was like, that's so crazy. And he's just like, yeah, he just kind of walks up around upstairs. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I wonder if he'll do it tonight. And then, I've heard all the things like you shouldn't name it, you shouldn't like refer to it at all, and all these things. It kind of gives it more like permanence in your domain, and it gets really creepy, and your skin starts to crawl and whatever. Everybody's asleep halfway through the movie, like it's it's like peak stress for me. And then like clockwork, dude, it was just like it sounded like this really tall person was walking upstairs, and he paced. It literally sounded like somebody like. Again, I've lived in these houses like 25 years of my life. Like, it's not the roof. I know what it sounds like coming from upstairs. I live in like a condo area, so I've been in a handful of condos. Like, you meet friends and neighbors and whatever, and they all sound the same. And it literally sounds like this dude is pacing the upstairs all the way from one wall to the other side of the house. And that I think would be my true honest ghost story. I didn't think I had one. I had to like kind of dig for that one, but yeah, that one was really creepy, and that lasted for like 20 or 30 minutes, and I literally like couldn't focus on the movie. It was so like I just was so.
And your friend was just like, yeah, focused. It's just normal.
No, they were all conked out. They were all just like and I'm sitting there just going like, I hate this. I hate this so much. I'm not gonna go up there and check, even if he was a nice guy. I don't care. You couldn't convince me, right? And he even says, like, sometimes, like, if he leaves his door open, he'll see a guy in a top hat walk by. And, like, I'm getting chills right now.
That's insane. See, insane. Like, it's one of those things that's, like, again, you would have to see it. It's kind of like...
Literally.
I don't know. It literally is kind of scary movie level of, like, you don't believe it until you see everything floating around the room. Because it's so hard to believe. Like...
It's the sound ones, actually. Like, of all the things and everything, it's like the sound is probably the thing that chills me the most. If something brushed by me, that stuff happens all the time. I think people brush by me, or I think things touch me in like real life, and like it's nothing. But yeah, if it's like a sound that I know, that one kind of throws me off. Like, yeah, like branches hitting a window and you don't see the branch, like, oh, it sounds like a knock. And then you find the branch and you're like, oh, okay. But like steps... Like big boot steps, like on carpet, like that's so specific. It's so eerie.
Yeah, I guess so. Another thing I'll share, again, these aren't ghost stories, but if you were the kind of person, like if I was in the 1800s or 1700s, 1400s, right? We're talking like, pre-modern education, which, I mean, it's something at least, but... There again, the night terrors get so like, again, all of mine are like, a lot of them are hyper realistic. They'll literally take the room that I'm in and other stuff like that. It's like there have been times where I've gone to sleep, and one in particular, one night, I was having a normal set kind of ish of dreams that I relatively remember. They're not really as like important. Like it was just complete kind of randomness for some of them. But there was one in particular that was like, so there's this person that was like known to be kind of negative. That was just kind of like around like me and other people and stuff like that. And like, I specifically remember in the dream, I'm like laying in my bed. It's at night. I'm trying to sleep. Like I wake up. I hear the door closing to my place. Like I'm in basically a studio at the time, and I hear it close. It's just literally in the other room, like right there. There's nothing even like in between my bedroom and that. Like there's an empty open space. I hear it close, and walking through that is this person. And as they walk through, they're approaching really slowly and stuff. They like tear at their shirt, and then like it's just kind of like a maw, like. I'm gonna say it like it had like teeth and other things, and it was just like really dark and stuff like that. But like I can see it. Maw? So like a gaping maw. It's just kind of like an opening or something like that. Okay. Just it's another word to kind of describe that. It's not like a gash, right? It's just some people refer to like a mouth as a maw. I don't have the exact definition, but like That's the first word that for some reason I use to describe it. And they're like doing this, tearing the shirt, and I could see it. And I'm like, what is going? I'm like in my bed. I'm like, what is this? As they're approaching my bed, in the other room I can see from my bed, there's just a bunch of like red eyes that are just kind of like glowing in the dark in the other room, because it gets pitch black. If you remember my place, it gets pitch black down there when the lights are off and everything, because there's only one window and I have blinds on it, so like I like sleeping in the pitch black.
Same.
Now, so it's like I'm looking across this room and I see this person coming in. And so me logically, again, this is kind of like happening all really fast and everything, I just kind of look up at my ceiling, because I know like I'm on my parents' property, and I start yelling for help. Now it's a dream. I'm yelling. There's nothing coming out actually. But surprisingly, when I yelled, the room kind of changed colors a little bit as I'm looking up at the ceiling. And then I get out of my bed. All these like demons and other things that are in the other room start running for some reason. I get out of my bed with the random dude that I don't recognize, and my dance choreographer for the musical I was doing at the time. And we chased them out of my house.
The mall guy.
Yeah, all of them. They're running. I don't know.
You said you had really vivid dreams and stuff.
Yeah,
I would hate this.
yeah.
Even if
it's
at that point I'd like no, but like I still would be panicking.
yeah. That one was a highlight. But then it's like, okay, I run out, we catch one of them, then they like turn to wood. It was really weird, and then it's over, and it's like,
oh, their jutsu.
I can imagine if I was in Salem, right, and I'm like 14, I'm a girl like they were at the time, and I'm having dreams and stuff like that. I'm gonna be like, yo, someone's a witch around here. There's a demon possessing me. There's a ghost somewhere. There's something haunting my dreams, because that shit made no sense. That shit was weird and like just. Like, I cannot stress enough, if there are people out there that have similar experiences to me where they're hyper realistic and like they're just these things,
yeah,
like I 100% can believe that that's like how it's taken. Some people can look at it and be like, well, it's a ghost or coming in your dream or something like that, but
that would be even worse, bro.
Yeah, those are like my experiences, like that kind of stuff, other than general paranoia of like me going like, it's 3 a.m. I can't really sleep. And for some reason, I'm anxious. I'm just like, every single noise is amplified because I sleep and it's completely silent. So everything that goes on, I hear it. It's just so like wild. That stuff would suck. But like, when in your friend's case with him seeing the person like walking around, nope. It's just like, and then the fact that it's like you heard it, it makes me wonder. Like, another thing I thought of for like ghosts is like, what if they are just. What if they're like from another like dimension, right? Like
crossed with ours.
Crossed with ours, even tangentially at a period. Sure. It could even be like a different time period. It could be a bunch of different things or something like that. Because you know how like the multi-dimensional stuff, like that could be an explanation for it.
I believe that more than anything.
Yeah, because I'm just sitting there like, it would explain how they also can interact with certain things or appear to do certain things. Like, imagine like someone just walks through a wall. You're like, it's a ghost. But like for them, it's like for some reason, I don't know, the dimensional.
Maybe in their dimension, that house is like this way.
Yeah.
Or something. Or maybe it's like.
So it's not there.
It's a copy, but right in the same spot.
Yeah.
And I don't know why visually or sonically or whatever. Yeah. I don't know why you can sense it, but you can.
Yeah, so I watched this thing, right? And then again with multiverse theory and all that stuff, I was watching this thing where like there was like an old like gambling house or something from like the like Wild West area or period, so like the like 1880s ish.
Was it that late?
Yeah, yeah. Really? I mean, it lasted for a while. Like, it depends. Like the contemporary idea we think of, like
the rootin' tootin' shootin'.
Yeah, like with locomotives and stuff. Yeah, it was around that time period.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So like. It was around then, and like that place had existed a little before that and turned into a museum. And they're like, yeah, so there's plenty of times there's like people haunt here. Like I've seen them walk through walls. I'll like lock doors with like 3 different locks and just be open. They'll be opened. Like people just open them. They're like, me and one other guy have the only keys, and that guy's not here, and I'm the only one here. He's like, so it must be that. And then objects are moving around. And I'm like, what if in a parallel universe there is a person that is currently using stuff that's similar at that time period? Like I said with the wall thing, like to this person, the door is not locked. They're just walking through a door. So if a door happens to be there and they go to do it and there's like some kind of universal area where the walls between dimensions and stuff is weaker, then maybe for a brief period you could affect things in the other one. So who's to say we aren't ghosts in another dimension sometimes?
In all other dimensions.
Imagine you're going to like just walk out of your house, and then just for a brief period, because of how things work out, you just like
scar a child.
Yeah, somewhere. You just scar a child in a different dimension. Like they're like, oh, the door opens, and they're just like, oh my god.
It makes me like, I have the feeling that, you know, if your mind wants it to be there, your mind will try to put it there as well with ghosts and stuff. Like, yeah, my friend already told me, you know, like this guy does footsteps, and like, well, he says guy, and it's a house, so I'm assuming he's the owner, so he's probably an adult, like all these things. He's probably wearing shoes, like whatever, right? My brain's like, yeah, in carpet, because it's been carpet always in that house. So when they bought it, so I'm like, maybe my brain does those things subconsciously, or you see things subconsciously, or Jay has like vivid memory, so I wouldn't put it past his memory and then like a lucid dream happening at the same time. And like something akin to that.
I would not like that.
But yeah, some of these things are just too crazy. Some of these things
like I 100%. I know Mark mentioned it before, but like I know you said you would be down as well. Like if we ever go to a place that's supposedly haunted to like spend the night or something, I'm
gonna die.
Yeah, there you go. I think it'd be funny. All I'm gonna say is this: we have to bring certain people. Like Kyle definitely is going. We got to bring Andy.
Oh,
we gotta bring Andy.
You guys will meet Andy.
Like we can bring Em and Michael too. Like it'd be hilarious. I don't know if anybody would like to see that, but it would be great. Oh, by the way, those of you watching, if after this for the video, if you guys can leave a comment down below, suggesting any topics, the most liked topic will be used for an upcoming video, upcoming podcast. So make sure you guys do that. But yeah, so I guess I just want to summarize the ghost thing with this. I am open to the possibility of there being ghosts.
Okay.
But a lot of my experiences and like of dreams and like paranoia and stuff from waking up from them and like sleep and all that, it makes me skeptical. But when people tell you wild stories, it's just like
there's a lot of coincidence for it to not be real, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of coincidence unless you're just straight up lying.
Yeah.
And again, that's why I think it's hard, because it's kind of like a belief thing. Because like I wanted to be like, well, obviously, like I mean, someone would know if ghosts actually existed, right?
Yeah. Or if multiple people see the same thing, like
yeah. But like, would the government care if there were ghosts? Because if, like, they're not invading New York or something like the Ghostbusters movie, and they're not taking anything over, they're just, like, random one-off occurrences in random locations. They're not a threat to really anything. Like, would people...
They try to make a national park out of...
yeah, if they're, like...
confirmed ghost sighting.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll be like, we need to make money off of this.
That would be kind of hype,
Tax revenue.
But, yeah, they're not really gonna care. So even if they did, it's like, who cares? You can't do anything with it. So I kind of... use that as a reason as to why it wouldn't be like a major thing, like an official thing. But
okay,
hey, if you guys believe in ghosts, then
tell us in the chat.
Yeah,
like literally tell us your experience, or I don't know if you want us to talk about a certain type of ghost or like anything. Let us know.
Yeah, for sure. But another thing I want to do is we so far have kind of established tier lists as one of our more engaging, fun things for us to do with everybody.
They're just so fun.
They're just the best thing. It's the best thing ever. You know, podcasts, you know, they're to do tier list. So, you know, we have ghosts that we were talking about. And in Harry Potter, they have ghosts.
They do have ghosts.
They have ghosts.
Nearly and they're Nick.
Yeah, they're just living in paintings.
Yep. What's the girl's name in the bathroom? What's her name again?
Like Moaning Myrtle.
Moaning Myrtle, yeah. There's like Rowena Ravenclaw. Or something
so
I liked her ghost like in the movie, in the last two movies.
Yeah, so
they made her very. Epic.
We are going to transition to doing a Harry Potter character tier list. Yes. Is basically the point with that. But in the meantime, while Mark is getting that ready for us, I do think it's interesting as a concept. Like, I did mention, like, if you emotionally like charge an area or something like that, like if you know a place is haunted, right? Like, let's say some bad things happened here a long time ago.
Okay.
It's like maybe there's like an expiration date with like the energy, right? Because again, mentioned Sixth Sense, like. I have like a high amount of emotions in this area. People can kind of sense things. People are like, yo, I'm an empath. I can just sense a vibe. Like, sometimes we get that kind of stuff, right? It's like something feels off or whatever. Yeah, they were like the crystal ball. Like, I'm wearing my amethyst necklace, and like it's just like keeps on turning around for some reason when I'm in this room. But like, if that is a thing, like energy, which I kind of believe in this sense, like that there's just something that I feel like there's something there at times. Like, if a bunch of bad things happen here, and then like everyone starts to hear that this place is haunted or this place, like all these bad things happen, whenever you show up and you're being paranoid and you are being fearful in this place, you are leaving your own imprint of like your emotions or these other things that you felt there. So if there's any kind of like electromagnetic thing with like our brains or something like that, for some reason you're leaving it there.
Interesting.
So I'm like, you can maybe get the remnants of people's experiences there, and like it feeds into your own, because that's what I think of when it comes to
It's like when you're laughing and there's like a group of people laughing and like you laugh harder.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's what.
Okay. All right,
like that, but like
you sit back
like
and you're just like, it was funny, but was it that funny?
Yeah, like the 2 a.m. giggle fest.
Yeah,
everybody on Discord or something. Yeah, it's literally like that, but like a faint thing is what I was thinking of. So like I can imagine that. I can imagine objects being charged. Because imagine this, right? Like the Ann doll from whatever. I can't remember if it was The Conjuring or I think it was The Conjuring. No,
I was getting The Conjuring mixed up with the. Oh, I'm forgetting the other movie.
The Grudge.
They came out like right.
Insidious.
Insidious.
Is it Insidious?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I don't know why.
The demon Insidious.
Yeah,
the demon Insidious, he looked like a monkey the first time I saw him, I swear. I laughed at first. And then later on I was a little freaked out because, you know, like when it's actually dark and you're like, oh no, the monkey is going to get me. But the Annabelle doll in that, right? Like if I walked up to you and I was like, here's an Annabelle doll from The Conjuring, or whatever. Like this doll has been attributed to like the hauntings of many people and some people's deaths. And this doll is known to have been messed with by like a demon and stuff. And I just give it to you to have in your house. Do you think that after me telling you all that stuff, it would not make you think or be paranoid about it?
No, I definitely.
Like, and then
I don't even know if I would touch it.
Yeah, let alone if things were to happen after that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you can like leave some kind of imprint on these things. And I'm not saying there's a demon. I'm not saying there's an actual demon, like sentient, like Beelzebub is currently residing in this doll. No, none of that.
But even just to put a little scare.
Yeah, like it's maybe just able to like kind of give off a little bit of emotions. Yeah, like Nosferatu. Oh, that Nosferatu movie is coming out soon. We should definitely, I don't know, see that.
Question mark.
Question mark that
leave
movie.
Leave that checkbox unchecked.
But Jay has an echo. The Queen Mary is haunted.
I wonder if it's coming from my mic, honestly.
It could be. So yeah, I'm just seeing that that's right there. Queen Mary's haunted. Yeah, so I guess that's something to mention. Where we're from, there's a ship that's parked there, the Queen Mary. I don't know.
It kind of looks like a mini Titanic. It has like the huge red stacks on it, big white boat, or like white and black. Yeah.
Yeah. So
they do like Halloween stuff around that place throughout the year.
I think they do like haunted tours.
They do concerts. They do all this kind of. But it's like it's seasonal. It's not like constantly. It's not like a destination for things happening, but. Apparently, you can spend the night in there.
Yeah, I heard about that. You know what? I guess maybe we can do a special or something like that. I don't know when, but maybe we could do a thing where we go and spend the night at the Queen Mary. We kind of hype.
My logic is, I'm just gonna put it out there. My logic is like old boat. Everybody thinks it's haunted. It's made of mostly metal. If it just creaks metal and goes through all the hallways and all the doors and all the walls and everything, course it's gonna sound like it's haunted. It's all I'm gonna say. If somebody like kicks the stack, or if somebody like, I don't know, something hits the boat, like you're gonna hear it. So yeah, I'm gonna be skeptical, but I will be terrified.
We should get into it. We just need to get like we're playing what's it called? What's the ghost hunting game called? Yeah, Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia with the EKG reader and stuff like that or whatever.
Apparently ghosts with light lamps on it.
Apparently ghosts affect electromagnetic fields. At least that's what like the EMF reader.
Right.
I said EKG. Sorry for all of you medical people out there. But
and ghost professionals.
Yeah, ghost professionals. Yeah, sorry.
This guy.
But
we'll get like or like whatever that.
Yeah, it goes up to the 5. Yeah. So maybe we'll get some of those.
We'll get rad counters for.
We'll get rad counters. Don't watch out for the radiation. But it's like
I'll get lanterns for people.
Yeah, I guess we
just walk around the boat at night with lanterns.
We do have a pretty cool place nearby, so that definitely could be on the table, which I'm down for. But I don't know. I guess should we get into this tier list?
Yeah, I think we should get into the tier list. All right, guys, we're gonna segue to Harry Potter. We got the tier list all ready to go.
All right. Well,
how do you feel about the Harry Potter series? I know. Thank you, Amanda. That's my cousin. I know way too much about Harry Potter, and I mean that in a good way because I kind of just love digging further and further and further into certain kinds of lore. So yeah, how do you feel about Harry Potter?
So I am a movie merchant with Harry Potter. I did not read all of the books.
Sorry.
I'll tell you what though, like I've watched like lore videos, listened to like audio stuff, like recounting certain things or whatever, and like theories. I spend a lot of time just watching YouTube. I just don't watch TV as often. That's just what I do. So Harry Potter, in my opinion, I think is a good universe. A lot of the issues that people have come from the books. So I am pure of that. Some people are like, "Oh, this character's written poorly," all these things, and I'm like, probably.
Oh, I thought you meant like the books were lacking something. But yeah, I definitely hear people hate like characters like Peeves wasn't in there. A ghost, right? I think Peeves was a ghost. I think he was a ghost, right? Yeah, he's a ghost. And then some of the Weasley brothers weren't really talked about. And other things like absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of things were rushed.
Like the fourth movie, like dragons out of nowhere, and it's like, what do you mean that's his other brother's dragon, like hatchling and all these things that we just missed out.
But yeah, overall, I would say Harry Potter's, in my opinion, it would be good. Like I think it's a classic. Definitely is a timeless series. Yeah. But you know what?
It's also a series that ended, which is like something we don't get enough of anymore.
Yeah.
Things that
no, it didn't end because they're doing Fantastic Beasts, which is technically it's the same universe, I guess, but not like the Harry Potter story. Like they're not going like, here's the son, but
they're gonna try and do like what Star Wars does, where everything's about Luke, and then they're gonna be like everything's about Dumbledore.
If you guys want to see certain characters in a certain order, or like whichever one's up next, go ahead and throw them in the chat for suggestions. But I think we should start off with our main man himself, the person that the series is named after.
Hagrid. Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Yo,
let's go for Harry.
Get Mr. Your Wizard yourself. The subject of Your Wizard, Harry. If we can get him up on there. So what are we thinking for him?
Who he is? Excellent, right? Great, awesome.
But like as a character,
he's like the poster boy of Gryffindor. As a character, like I think he's great. Especially like I did read some of the first book. I think I read first, second, and third in like middle school, and I just literally don't remember any of it. Sorry, but I was reading it for assignments, not for enjoyment at the time. Now I did reread a lot of the first book a couple years ago, and I like Harry. He's like this like I don't know how to describe it. He seems clumsy, especially in the first book. It's also a very like kid oriented book, but throughout the whole series. I like him. He kind of does what he has to do. I hate the stupid, like, he's like, oh, I don't need help. I'm going to do this on my own tropes. But, it kind of makes the team get together and everything. And I think he always, like, works best with the team and everything as well. And he's got talents. He's, like, catches the snitch on the Quidditch team. He also just kind of, like, isn't afraid of like spiders, he'll just kind of get into it, or he is afraid of spiders and it just doesn't matter. He'll just get into it, do the work, get out.
Yeah,
and
like,
he knows his overall objective, and he just kind of faces it head on. So I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I would give him like at least A tier.
A tier. Okay, like as a character, like
from the
trying to think of like highlights of him and stuff. It's like it's Harry Potter. Like it's the name of the series. Like. It would be kind of crazy to not put him up high, right? Because it's like I enjoy his character, but it's for some reason whenever I think of the series, like I don't immediately go like Harry. Like I do think of Harry,
sure,
for sure, but like I don't know if I'm just like excited to see him. I don't know, on screen. Like it's weird, like because he is a good character, like. I think it's more so the universe around him kind of helps him out a lot. Sure. But I don't know. Like, maybe I just, after my whole roasting of Luke the last session.
I was just saying, I think Luke was B tier last
I'm
episode.
like, maybe I just don't like the main character of these things. But then, like, no, like Rey and Anakin also got ranked low too. Maybe you just can't be a main character for me. Maybe you just can't do that. Stop it.
You're right. Aang really belongs in.
Oh, that will be a good one.
Devastate the universe.
I do think Harry is overall better. If I'm doing it based off the movies too, like Daniel Radcliffe does a great job with him. Yeah. So I think he could go in A. For sure, as a character.
I think A tier is great.
As a character, like his backstory lore.
Yeah. As a movie merchant as well, I would say he is very like he's not excitable.
Yeah.
And I think that bothered me throughout the movie series. I'm like, why is he so like he looks disgruntled or like yeah, he's confused, he's got all this stuff happening all the time. But everybody else gets like really jovial or like they'll get like really like sad about something and he's just always like he's just like really stoic in a way.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what I'm missing. That epic,
also
emotional.
I guess the thing that I have a problem with is like he is a plot merchant. Like he gets saved by the plot a lot because he's just the chosen one. Like he's just straight up the chosen one, and like he's not particularly anything special. Like they even kind of go over it in the book, kind of, and whatever, and mention it. They're like Neville could have defeated Voldemort, technically speaking, and like all these things, and it's like. Again, he's not even like the strongest wizard or anything. He's strong in comparison, especially to like the fellow students, but like he's not at like that good of a level. The only reason he could really fight Voldemort a majority of the time is because Voldemort made him a Horcrux, and like also the love thing was still on him. All these things, and it's like
I would also say though, but like his exposure in fights and all these other situations. It gave him the toolkit he needed. So he had knowledge above everyone else. So he had to like figure things out. Like yes, his wand was stronger because of the Horcrux. He was the chosen one. Yes, he also had the love things affecting him constantly. Like, but at the end of the day, he summons like a top level Patronus on his first attempt. Like not first attempt because he trained it obviously, but like first attempt like in a fight. I would say that was like a god tier, like Patronus charm. It just this massive orb to like 100 feet in diameter of space. Like, yeah. So, I guess he's like the right guy to lead in that sense, especially when they go to the room requirement and everything, training everybody. But yeah, I would say like there might be stronger people. Neville almost was the chosen one, right? Things like that.
Yeah. Since you just brought Neville and I mentioned before, let's do Neville now.
Neville?
You know
Neville grows pretty fast on that list. He goes high up.
Yeah, I low key is Neville also A at least because here's the problem, right? Harry, maybe the thing about main characters is like they aren't gonna be S tier characters a lot because we just see too much of them. Like we see all the aspects, them being stupid, them being like up and down, like we see them more, so we see more inconsistencies maybe. But like Neville, we don't see him a lot, and he's just like whenever you see him, he's just kind of cool, right? Except for when he's comedic relief early on, because it's just like oh look, there's Neville being like silly and goofy again.
Just like uncoordinated.
Yeah, and then out of nowhere, well, to be fair, I guess in the movies it's kind of out of nowhere-ish. He just kind of is a badass towards the end, and you're just like, wow, that's kind of cool.
It looks like he's fed up with his like fear.
Yeah,
he's like,
it's
fed
like,
up being shy. He's like, that's it.
Definitely gets a lot of points in the what is it, Deathly Hallows Part 2. But yeah, when he's like wielding the sword of Gryffindor and stuff, I'm just kind of like, whoa, look at Neville. Like, he's pretty good.
I think Hermione's kick ass.
Oh yeah,
I should have let us do the Neville judging first. Sorry.
You're good. I think Neville, for what he is, side character, like he's not super focused on, but like it's cool in the lore and other stuff that like Harry dies and Neville straight up stands on business. Like he stands on the entire corporation. He stood there limping and said, "Yeah, just because Harry died doesn't mean you can't get these fucking hands."
I will say it takes a different kind of beast to be able to pull that shit off.
Maybe that's my entire view of his character, and for me, that personally puts him like A. Like there's that at the end, and then early on, it's like he's you know, kind of uncoordinated kid, kind of funny, whatever, haha, and then it's like, well, he's fine at doing that, and then that. So.
Can we go back like a step, right? Thinking about Harry. What other 11-year-old do you know who's gonna put like this dinky ass sword in a snake's mouth that's like the size of the Eiffel Tower? Shout out Olympics.
True.
What other 12-year-old in it? Me? Blind snake or not?
The chosen one.
I would be running at like Usain Bolt levels if that thing was even next to me.
True.
If that thing was asleep, I'd be like apparating somewhere.
So we see in the chat we got Ren Ninja. Ren Ninja's asking what are our guys' houses. All right. So I don't know if anyone would want to guess potentially what my house would be. I mean, I guess you guys are gonna know this. I'll just tell you straight up.
Guess my house while he's telling. Guess my house. Put it in the chat.
Guess his house.
Yeah.
I am a Gryffindor. Now, basically, I think, you know what? I'll take this personally. I'll be one. I think it's really funny that on like, if you look on TikTok and other stuff, like the whole meme culture thing is like, oh, like the Gryffindors are the ones that are gonna like tattle on you and all those things and stuff like that, and Slytherin's like cool or whatever.
Gryffindor's tattle?
It's just so weird in the Harry Potter lore because it's the exact opposite. Because it's like. It's just like, yeah, definitely the Gryffindors are the ones that are going to ruin all the fun. And then literally the Slytherin people going like, Umbridge, look, they're over there getting in the room of requirements. Oh, the Umbridge, look, Harry's like, oh, look, Snape, Harry's not doing the thing he's supposed.
It just seems
they're the snitches.
Sounds like the Slytherins just need a little more attention in life.
That's why they kept losing to Gryffindor, though, because Gryffindor, they are the ones that had to catch all the snitches because they were all Slytherin. That's why Slytherin couldn't catch them.
Jay, should we even talk about that Slytherin concept that we talked about a while ago?
Oh, yeah.
How I'll take the hit for this one.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, Chad. I'll have to move the pop filter out for this one. How come every time you see someone with Hogwarts Harry Potter memorabilia, the first person to tell you to look at their memorabilia, they're Slytherins. They're always Slytherins. They just have to let you know that they're Slytherins.
Yeah, they're the only people that in person will actively find an excuse to bring up the fact that they're Slytherin. They can literally just be any conversation. Like you're at the zoo, and then you're just like walking around like, wow, look at the giraffe and stuff. It's like, yeah, let's go in the reptilian section. And then they're walking around like, yeah, iguanas and stuff. And like, oh, over there, like, oh, is that an anaconda? Yeah, dude, snakes are pretty cool. By the way, I'm Slytherin. Just in case you want to know. Pulls out a. Honestly, they should just keep a badge. They should just keep a badge.
I don't know. Like,
but it's funny too. But like again, looking at all that stuff, I'm just kind of like, yeah, Gryffindor. As far as TikTok is concerned, and all the shorts and everything, they're lame. And you know what?
I feel like they're the least likely to tell you that they have any Gryffindor.
To be fair, the Harry Potter book in the movie and all that stuff,
yeah,
is like a Gryffindor like fanfic, honestly.
Yeah, pretty much.
So like I understand why that house gets like the like backlash hate ish, like the backlash diss from all the other like
it kind of makes me wish all the friends were in different houses, and in order to see their perspective and their day-to-day stuff.
Ren Ninja guessed your house, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
But you can finish.
Yeah, yeah. It just makes me. I couldn't get the chat up for some reason on my phone, but yeah, it makes me wonder like, why couldn't Hermione just been a Ravenclaw? Why couldn't Ron been like a Hufflepuff? So you could actually see what it's like to be one of those house people. Like growing up, I didn't even know Cedric Diggory was a Hufflepuff the whole time. I thought he was Gryffindor.
Yeah.
And even though my dumb ass is like watching this movie, like vividly remembering he's wearing a yellow shirt the night he gets killed, I'm like, it's just light orange. He was a Gryffindor, obviously. And then my cousin's like, no, obviously. And I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so just letting you know, though, Ren Ninja said Hufflepuff.
Oh, yeah, accurate. No, actually, everybody, I am a Ravenclaw. A very proud Ravenclaw, yeah.
Yeah, not a raven, by the way.
No, not a raven.
Not a raven. I can't remember what is it, like a black falcon or like eagle?
Yeah, Ravenclaw's an eagle.
It's an eagle that's black, not a raven.
Yes, yes.
That actually, when I heard about that pissed me off a lot.
It is very confusing.
I don't understand, but like for the houses, it's like the Gryffindor common room or whatever is behind.
The Gryffindor common room is behind
the painting. Do they call her the fat lady? They just call her the.
Is it the painted lady? Or the
canceled.
That's the fat lady.
Just immediately, you can't do that anymore. It's something like I think they actually call her that.
Just a fat lady. Damn.
I think they do that. But like that's there. I don't remember the other two houses. I think one is like, oh, it's like in a library or like observatory for the Ravenclaws, and I'm like, of course it is.
They're in the upper tower, like.
Yeah, like an upper like clock tower or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Observatory area.
Is it Hufflepuff like in the kitchen or something?
I
like
think
the
it's
pantry?
something like that. They're like next to it. Yeah. Yeah. That would be a goated house,
bro. That's actually like a great location, but I'm just kind of like you're not leaving a lot of room for imagination because it's also like the Slytherin one is they're located in the dungeons.
Yeah, actually.
What?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah, you guys want to go part? I mean, I guess some people would be like, "Yo, partying in the dungeon would be cool." I'm just like, you guys want to go hang out in the dungeon? I guess.
I'm just saying it could pop off, man.
I guess I would rather. I mean, honestly, Hufflepuff probably just has the best location.
Literally,
they're always providing food and drinks.
I would like to have that view if I was in a Ravenclaw tower. I don't need to be in the kitchen. I like being in the kitchen.
Okay.
I deserve a little walk down to the kitchen, you know. Till I turn 17, then I just apparate down there and then fuck up the kitchen.
There you go.
Yeah. But so. Yeah, I'm super dorky, by the way. I really like... I like to use, like, spreadsheets on Excel to organize things for fun in my free time. I like math a lot. I have, like, 2 tutoring jobs. I like nerdy stuff. So, yeah, I don't really get to display that every day like my, Slytherin colleagues. But, I will say...
Hey, no actual Slytherin hate, we understand...
I think as a kid,
very, very proud house.
Very true. As a kid, I was confused. I was like, who wants to like relate to Malfoy? Who wants to relate to him? Who wants to be in the same room as him?
Who wants to relate to Voldemort or Salazar Slytherin or
literally like
just the criminals and supremacists of the world is crazy.
Actually, yeah.
Like they really like if they do more Harry Potter like lore stuff, they really should just do like older era of like Hogwarts or something and just or maybe newer and then just redeem I don't know, just like make it based around Slytherin and just allow like the other houses to do things and make it so Slytherin isn't just like default these are the bad guys.
Yeah, I think they're especially like Slughorn, right? Like Slughorn's like he's like the definition of a good guy, right? And he's like, oh, I use people to get what I want, but he's like, I use them because I make them my friends, and I like pay into that friendship, and then we help each other out. And I'm like, honestly, that's what everybody does all the time. So I don't know how he's slicing that different to be a Slytherin, but he seems to be a pretty noble character from like the movies and even in the books, from what my cousin says and all that. So all this to say, Neville in A tier.
Yeah, Neville in A tier.
Neville in A tier.
Neville's in A tier.
I wish I knew something. I wish the movies did anything more for, especially what's it called, Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff. They get no love.
They
at
don't.
all.
They're literally side houses.
The only thing that you get from Ravenclaw in the whole show is the diadem. You don't hear anything from Hufflepuff.
Oh, also shout out Ragnar. Thank you for getting another person to subscribe.
Yes, we have 29 now. Or is that
29,
29
or
or
something like that.
Let's
Something
go.
like that. So Neville A tier. Do we want to do Hermione since you brought her up?
Yeah, let's do Hermione. I think Hermione is like, come on, she's an S tier character.
We like Hermione.
She never
Hermione's great.
falters. She's always like doing what's right. She's always complaining that Ron makes fun of the way she talks.
And Emma Watson does a great job personifying her too.
Oh, dude, actually,
Yeah.
the right person for the job. There's these.
Some people try to get mad because they're like, oh, well, Emma Watson's too attractive to be Hermione or something, or like Hermione's supposed to be this or whatever from the books, and I'm like, they cast these kids when they were kids.
Yeah.
They did not go in with the plan of like, yeah, so we picked this girl specifically because we think she's going to age and just not look good. I don't know what the complaint is about that. Like, it's a child when they casted her. Like,
plus, it's the movie industry. Like, they're probably going to choose... I don't know. I just feel like they're going to choose, like, the obvious picks. I don't know if they would, like... It took years before things like, I don't know, like Ugly Betty was a show, or like...
so we are getting an echo?
Would we have an echo? Interesting.
So,
sorry about that. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
But, like... It took a while, in my opinion, for media to be like, oh, like the not typical type is the not typical movie type is the main character of a show. So, you know, I feel like they're always going to cast like those types of kids for that kind of a series, for the series to last 7 whole, you know, instances of stories. So that's just how I feel. Like, you wanted there to be, well, in our lifetime, there's probably going to be another Harry Potter series. Unfortunately.
Okay.
I don't think we need another series. Though.
Really quick, I don't know if you want to go check out, and then maybe we can steal Mark and have him on camera for the first time. Yeah. Go check it out. I guess since that goes persisting, you guys are gonna get a nice treat. You guys are gonna get to see the man behind the camera and doing our little production stuff for us. Ladies and gentlemen, as he is approaching the chair, Mark.
Hello.
Mark, Mr. 2K himself. How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing all right.
You doing good? All right. Well, so, Ren Ninja has said it's fine, but you know, our respective audio technician that's here, Anthony, he does some audio work. He's an audio man himself. And he's just going to make sure for us a little bit. But, Mark, as a Ravenclaw, I have a question for you if you want to bring that closer to yourself.
Hello.
Ren suggested we do Luna. Luna is a Ravenclaw. Do you have any opinions about Luna?
Yeah, she's my favorite character.
She's your favorite character?
Yeah, she is.
What a serendipitous coincidence that
Yeah.
Mark comes over here for this. What do you like about Luna?
I think the fact that she's weird, but also like doesn't care that she's weird, and she's just herself, and she's like smart. It's a weird kind of smart where it's like Draco's smart, Hermione's smart, but it's like everyone knows that they're smart, but Luna is like that subtle smart. It's like, you know what? She knows a lot of things. She should just know. And people underestimate her for that. They just pass
It was cool in the movie. They did do it. I know probably in the book there was more detail on it, but when she's like reaching out and talking to Harry, what was it that she like was talking to him about specifically and kind of guiding him through, giving him advice? There's like one specific time where like that she made like this character connection. I think it was the part where people started like trying to ship her and Harry together immediately after it.
Could it be after Cedric dies and Harry started seeing Thestrals because he witnessed death? So do you know about this? The creatures?
Yeah, the Thestrals. Yeah. Okay, I remember that.
They started to connect more because they had both seen death before.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think in the book they elaborated even more, and they talked about it a little bit more. I think too, but yeah, I think Luna is a fantastic also as a character personally, because if you aren't weird, you aren't interesting, and like. Isn't that just not the most fun way to live? Being uninteresting, We need a little bit of spice. Everybody needs a little bit. Everybody needs to have their one weird thing that everybody looks at you funny for. And I'm not saying like something like insane. I'm saying something weird. Like it just makes it more memorable, more unique. Oh yeah,
of course,
for sure.
If you're a smart nobody, then it's like, okay, well, all right, get out of here. But then when you come on screen and you have strong opinions on that character, it's like, oh, I think she's weird. But that's an opinion, right? Like, that's a feeling about someone. But then, for a lot of people, Luna is their favorite character. Like, they're just excited. Oh, wow. This weird character from the last movie, she's back.
Yeah, so Luna, my opinion, belongs in S tier.
Oh, yeah.
It's S tier character. She's not insanely complex or anything. We're getting agreement from... Mr. Anthony himself as well.
Maybe someday I'll make it to the camera.
Yeah, but great character is a support character, but she honestly everything that J.K. Rowling wanted to do with her character, she did extremely well. Yeah. Definitely one of the bright spots as a character. But you think you're good to go?
Yeah. I think I'm good. Good.
All right. Well then, it's a pleasure, and the audience gets to see you.
More. He really needed to take care of that.
I'm gonna slither into the next topic. I think we should do Malfoy.
Malfoy?
Yeah.
Malfoy. You know what? I'm gonna say this already. No, you can just come through. It's all good. Yeah, you get to see movement. So Malfoy as a character is Listen to me. He does what he's supposed to do as a character. I think it's cool. You don't get it as much in the movie, sure. He is a complex character, at least later on. You get to see it a bit more. I think that whole dynamic of the last couple of movies with the Malfoy family is actually really cool and like humanizes them and like all that stuff really well. Draco, top tier hater. Like literally he goes like, his dad's like, you should be friends with Harry. And he walks up and he's like, oh, hey, Harry, you want to be friends? And Harry's like, no, you're mean to my friend. He's like, oh, then fuck you too. For the rest, I was on site ever since that day.
If you were 11 years old and someone came up to you like that and was just like, nah, L, and then you just hit you with that, tell me, would you be like, I'll give it a second shot?
I would be like, oh, okay. But like, he was like,
that's what
every time Harry walks by, hey, yo, look at you with your stupid bowl cut. Yeah, you keep walking. You see how I got him?
Goldilocks with his 2 bears, discount bears.
Yeah, dude, he was just straight hater energy. It was beautiful.
I think he knew he knew the business. Harry knew the business. Okay, no BS. I would have been the guy that's like, yeah, sure, why not? And then like a week later, I'm like, this guy sucks. I wasted all this time.
But yeah, like, I guess what are some highlights? So yeah, being an antagonist, being annoying little snot. That's not a bad character. If a character is meant to annoy you and he ends up annoying you, but he's also interesting and multidimensional, then I think that means it's a good character.
Pretty much.
Okay.
He has that internal struggle with Dumbledore too. You can see he's like, okay, everything we've done this far is like cool bad. And he's just like, but this. This guy's such a good egg. Like, he's just good. You can see it in his face. He hates that decision.
Draco wasn't even gonna kill Albus. Is the thing too? He wasn't even gonna kill him.
Shot.
Like it's so interesting too, because like he at the end of the day, like
Snape didn't even want to do it.
Yeah, they weren't even evil like that anymore. They just they were like, you know what? Maybe we don't want this. We talked a big game. People said all these things, but now like our family's threatened and push comes to shove. Like this world would suck like this. They're like, we just don't want to take part. Now I'm not saying they're heroes because all they did was walk away. But I mean, at the bare minimum, they at least walked away and didn't participate. So like, again, not giving a gold medal or gold star, but
yeah.
Am I going to put Draco above? Am I putting him above Harry? Do I want to put him above Harry
Jay
for
left
what
his
he
vacation
is?
to come on, be like,
Is that bad? Am I a bad person
Jay's
for
actually,
being like Draco is good for what his purpose was?
You guys, I need you to take out your phones and get clips of this right now. Jay's having as big of an internal struggle as Draco is.
Because this isn't
at that watch tower.
This isn't a. Do I like the character? Do I empathize with him? It's a how good is this character?
I think honestly, for most of it, very whatever.
He shouldn't be an S.
It's very whatever. It's literally towards the end where he's just like, okay, we're doing real crimes, like really bad stuff, ruining the entire like Hogwarts grounds by killing this. It's not just like the principal of the school. He's not just the headmaster. He's been there to teach lessons. He's been patient. If anything, he's probably supported Draco as well. Just he supports Draco. He just is like, Draco, you know what difference between right and wrong is. So yeah. I'm sure Draco has a kinship with Dumbledore. He just masks it to stay cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would say definitely S tier, but I would definitely say at best A tier.
I'll say A tier for what he is.
Yeah, but early
honestly, a lot of these characters are gonna be.
Only when it matters, he's like A tier character.
I think the crazy part is at the end, after we're done placing them, we have to have characters in every tier. I think that'd be fun. That would be the hard part.
Yeah, I think
let's do it. So
Hagrid is such a D tier.
We'll do Hagrid. It's so crazy because actually now that I think about it, all the characters that are selected here, except for a couple, like people are gonna be like they all belong at least A tier.
Is Hagrid literally like the poster boy of S tier? Is he like the top pinnacle?
Is Hagrid S tier?
You're right. He's double S tier. We're missing this.
Why is he? Is it because I like him? Is it because you like him? He's S tier. You just like him. He's just chill dude. You invite him over to the cookout.
First of all, didn't even pass the magical tests. Right? Is able and responsible enough to be the guy that picks up Harry as a baby, deliver him as a baby. See him when he's reached the age to come to Hogwarts, picks him up, brings him there, right? Takes him during the peak of the war, through all the Dementors and all that, through all the, I almost said Sith, through all the Death Eaters. Consistently, Hagrid has been a beacon of hope and support, and like...
Okay.
Like, come on, what has he done that's bad? Other than raise a spider, put it in the forest, and then make them face.
So we're saying S tier is what we're saying.
I think he's S tier character.
Okay, put him in S tier.
I'm
gonna rapid fire a couple things to put this in context, right? Let's do rapid fire. I'm just gonna do this. Dumbledore, S tier.
Yeah, S tier.
Okay. Snape, S tier.
Yes, S tier.
Okay.
What? A tier. S tier. A tier. S tier.
Really? You think Snape is a less like interesting or well done character than Hagrid?
Well, okay. Snape's whole story as a whole, right? Love of Harry's mom, all these things. Yes, of course, he has like the most epic thing. I hope you guys can't hear that on the stream.
That would be funny if you guys did an ice cream truck.
There's an ice cream truck outside, and mouth watering right now. Nah. But what kind of piece of crap do you have to be to hate a child who has no issue with you just because he's related to the guy that you dislike? What kind of petty crap is that?
I'm not. Listen.
What kind of like basic?
I'm not inviting.
Gossip is that?
I'm not inviting Snape to hang out and chill. I'm not gonna invite Snape to game night. I'm just saying, you know, as a character, like that drive. Is he interesting? Is he? Does he drive the plot? Does he get in the driver's seat and like take you on a journey for a little bit? Does he make you feel a certain type of way?
It took 5 movies for me to feel anything but an upset stomach when I looked at him.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair.
You know, he got his notebook that was interesting, and then he also gets made fun of in front of everybody, and he's holding his peace. You know, they're just like, oh, you originally tried to be the defense against the dark arts teacher? Yeah. How'd that pan out for you? Obviously, I'm not.
She goes, right. Scooter Page said invite him to the cookout.
Invite him to the cookout. Well, obviously he's invited now, right?
Yeah, but unfortunately.
Yeah, we're making Dumbledore burgers.
Making Dumbledore burgers.
Didn't want to let the whole body go to waste, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Snape, like, he did like Harry's mom. He did envy Harry, these are all legitimate reasons for him. But, like, you know, Anthony, you made a valid point. Why are you hating on a kid? His mom died. It's not his fault.
Nothing to do with that.
But okay, so next up, then, real quick,
A tier.
We do Bellatrix.
We're not gonna We're gonna put him in S tier. All right, lowest in S tier.
All right. Well, okay. So we're doing Bellatrix then.
Bellatrix.
Is that what we're doing? I see it right there.
Bellatrix is wicked, bro.
Dude, Bellatrix is.
Actually, that might be the
first
best
of all,
description.
I can't remember the name of the woman that plays Bellatrix. What? Elena? I'm gonna.
Botham Carter.
Botham Carter.
I know her face in every like Tim Burton movie. I could not remember.
Yeah, she killed it in that role. She killed it in this role.
You got to see all the layers of psychopath, like intense.
This is gonna be a slaughter. I want to put her in S tier because like she made a lot of people hate her. Like that character was despised for killing Sirius. Like people did not like Bellatrix at all. People in the book were rooting for when what is it? Not Ginny. What is the mom's name?
It's Weasley's mom. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. We don't remember.
I'm forgetting the mom's name too, but I know.
Does it start with an M?
Probably.
Rin knows. Rin knows for sure. Rin will tell us in the chat. Rin, if you remember the mom's name real quick, go ahead and throw it in the chat for me.
5 Invisibucks. They're not real. You can't do anything with them, and we won't even cash them in for anything. Yeah. But you at least have them, and that is worth
5 whatever points.
Yes.
But so when she killed her in the books, people loved that. The movie kind of. If we're judging based off a movie, like it was kind of anticlimactic, it was kind of quick. You can't even tell that she like. I think she dies. Like it's weird how they handle that. But all that aside, I think Bellatrix is a fantastic villain.
Yes.
You hate her whenever she's on screen. It's interesting.
Yes.
And
she tortures Hermione, which is something you didn't ever need to hear.
Yeah. It was pretty good. I'm gonna put Bellatrix in S for now. I want to get through all this so that way I can get to the part that's going to be funny.
I did always think it was weird how loyal she was to Voldemort.
People are like, are they dating?
Because whether they're dating or not, it's just like she's like in Pirates of the Caribbean, where it's like Calypso and
Molly.
What is Calypso's? I'm thinking the Flying Dutchman. That's the name of the ship. But Davy Jones.
Davy Jones. Yeah.
Where Calypso's just like, you know, he's like, why? And then she's like, it's my nature. You know, she's just like, she is chaos incarnate. And even if Bellatrix is dating Voldemort, I could totally see her like going crazy. You know,
it wouldn't work. It wouldn't have worked.
Cursed child lore.
Yeah,
cursed child lore.
Yeah. So, from what I remember, there's a child of Bellatrix and Snape. There is a child.
Bellatrix and Snape?
No, sorry. I misspoke. And
Voldemort.
Okay. And Voldemort.
That would have been what a twist.
Yeah, I would have been like, wow, Snape, so much for love.
Yeah, she was going to give all the smoke to Snape. I was like, damn.
Yeah, probably because it didn't last, you know.
So I
Okay.
think that's pretty crazy. I don't see it at all.
We could do pirates in the future one.
Watch him be a Gryffindor.
By the way,
Your
Ridge.
child.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no chance.
Okay, interesting. They do have a child. Like, it's canon. It's canon. Yep. So, real quick, another rapid fire one. Sirius Black,
Sirius?
since, Bellatrix offed him. Everyone loves Sirius. I'm going to be honest, especially in the movies. He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. Listen, don't be. Listen,
He's
listen.
Unk.
We're
He's
gonna
Unk.
we're gonna be honest with each other here,
He's
right?
Unk.
Look at me. I just smacked myself with the mic. Is he in the movies really that big of a deal? Like, we don't even spend that much time. Like, we get, like, there's a little bit of emphasis on what Order of the Phoenix, I think. That's when he dies, right? I think. Crucify me in chat. It's fine.
So it's the 6th or the 7th, part 1. I think it's the 6th. Yeah, because they're just looking for Horcruxes.
Yeah, so, like, that's the only movie they really try to make Sirius have any connection with Harry, which, like, honestly, it was kind of a cute scene when they're, like, one of the houses, and he's like, oh, this is the wallpaper or whatever. But that's it. Especially in the movie. If we're just going kind of based off of the movie.
Even
He
the
served as like a father figure ever since he was introduced, and like his
Well,
reaction to.
I know
So
some
in
of
the
know
movie,
that,
though,
but the movie
yeah,
did
it's-
such a loose, disconnected job of that.
It's the same thing with Star Wars when we were doing that tier list, and it's just kind of like.
Since we're on the topic, in terms of father figures, who served as the best father figure for Harry?
Bro,
Hagrid,
I-
Dumbledore.
I don't know if Hagrid is like dad. Hagrid's like caretaker. I would say he's like the best guardian
Uncle.
of Harry.
Uncle.
Yeah, I guess I mean, truest uncle of all, right? Would
I
they view it
think-
like that?
And Sirius is his uncle, his
But-
godfather.
Yeah, I think Hagrid and Sirius and Lupin are all kind of more uncle. I think Albus more so because, well, at least in the movie, Albus talks the most
What about
to
McGonagall?
Harry that we see.
What about McGonagall? Most parental figure.
Well, so I think Albus actively gives Harry advice and talks to him more often than these other characters. Like, I think Dumbledore, honestly, on screen, talks to him more.
Especially like the Dumbledore from the first movie. Yeah, he's way more like nurturing and all these things. Because he was like Santa Claus in the first movie, and then he was very much not like Santa Claus.
I'd be down to do 3 ninjas also as one in the future. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Have you guys seen 3 ninjas?
I'm not.
You haven't. Mark, have you seen 3 ninjas? Maybe we'll watch 3 ninjas and then get back to you guys.
Or maybe we'll watch it on stream. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we can watch at least part of it.
Oh, wait,
Sure.
that-
You can film us reacting, and then we can switch back and forth maybe. But yeah, it's a potential possibility.
Okay.
But you were saying, sorry.
No, you're good. I think McGonagall is definitely strict parent. Dumbledore is definitely fun or like chill parent. Because like there's like first episode Dumbledore where he was like Santa Claus. You know, you just like, come here, tell me all your woes. Let me help you. And then like further and further as we go, he's just like Harry's there. Harry's just like he's like an objective in the mission, and you just gotta like you have to hit those points in the mission. You have to get it done. We have to get in, get out, go. And I don't know. I think other characters are better portrayed as his parent. I guess Sirius, yes, but it feels like he's a cousin.
I hear in the book he's supposed to do a bit more, but
Yeah.
again, same thing with Star Wars, where it's like, oh man, well, you were supposed to feel this way for this character, and it's like, but I didn't.
Tell me what
Like, it's like Grievous is a really big threat. I'm like, how? I didn't see it.
Well, he has
And-
4 sabers, Jay.
Yeah, he has a bunch of lightsabers,
Come on,
and he has a
come on,
cough. And you're like, you don't get an explanation. They're like, read the other material. It's like, that's bad storytelling.
Yeah.
Like, that's just it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So, is Sirius?
I don't know. I
Is
thought
Sirius Black not S tier?
is he B tier?
Is he not S tier? Let's be honest with each other in the movie, guys. I know everyone loves Sirius. Everyone hated when he died, but let's be honest.
I mean, I can
guys.
see A tier. Watch this whole list be A tier.
I feel like anyone
He's probably A tier. It's probably A tier.
Significant to the story, significant to.
I'm surprised we didn't put Dobby in it. You know what? Dobby didn't make it to the end of the last movie, and he didn't make it to this tier list. I'm just
We could do the more niche characters another time, I guess.
I'm down.
But
Dobby is actually a goat. Dobby's an S tier character. I'm sure.
Everyone loves Dobby.
Dobby's great.
okay, so let's get the parents out of the way. James and Lily Potter. I think we can definitively put these guys in D tier or something, right?
I think, yeah, James, from what Snape was saying and what Snape sees, and maybe what Ginny didn't, or not Ginny, what Harry's mom didn't see. What is her name? Lily. Yeah.
No.
And I'm sure Lily saw him do some of that bullying at some point, and maybe he like matured up as a man. But like, I don't know, like B tier. We don't know anything about Lily. We don't. From the movies, you don't know anything about Lily.
No.
She loved her son.
No. Like, you get a little bit in the flashback.
So B tier? Because she's a good mother? But she's...
Yeah, I think that's the best you can do.
They both left to get milk one night, and...
I think she's a very loving, caring mother, but I think the fact that she married Snape's bully is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
She didn't know that Snape loved her. Or maybe she did?
No, not necessarily that, but like Harry's dad was like actively
A bully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she should have seen that and be like,
Right.
Yo.
She's mentioned stuff to James to stop before, at least for what I remember
So
that flashback in the
let's
movie.
we can assume he got better, but like that shouldn't like at the get go. It's like, hey, you kind of suck.
Yeah. So so James, right? James, B tier, C tier, B tier.
Yeah, just put them in D tier. Like they're not. We don't get to know them that well, so they're not compelling. They're not
Lily's a good
interesting.
mother, right?
I don't think James necessarily needs to be an F tier either. I don't think he's poorly done. Like just because it's like, well, he was a bully. Like that doesn't make him a bad character.
I guess so. I guess
Because at that point, like Snape is literally just a whiny dickhead for a majority of the movies until later on, and then it turns out, well, he actually loved Harry's mom, so it's all good. No, it's not. It's not. He's still a good character though. He's at least interesting and not stupid. He's just weird. But yeah, that's fine. We can leave him there for now. Ron. Okay.
I don't like Ron.
people really.
Really?
I feel like people don't like Ron like in a weird way, in like unreasonable way. It's like he's alright. He's being a kid. He's being a teenager. He's being him.
Yeah, he's kind of just goofy.
Yeah.
You know?
But like
Yeah.
I think people were like giving him too much like.
I also think he's more stubbornly Harry's friend and
Yeah.
gives Harry the space he needs, like when Harry doesn't even know how to ask for it. I honestly would say he's probably higher up on the list than Harry.
Oh, you say higher?
I would say higher because he like.
higher on A, or you like so much so that he's on S.
Is he an S tier character? I think he's an S tier character because you get to see him completely make an ass of himself, turmoil, triumphant. You know, like faces his fears. He's also just silly. He's also funny.
I will say the stuff that I actually remember more from the earlier movies are actually Ron's stuff more
Yeah.
than Harry.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
It's
Like when
what I'm
Ron's
saying.
doing the chess stuff, I remember that.
Do we put Harry in B tier and put Ron in A tier? Is that how we do this?
We're gonna rearrange all these after we're done, so we could put Ron wherever. Let's put Ron in A.
Oh, I like Ron in A tier.
Let's put Ron in A.
S? A?
Because I mean, Ron being like, how do you do it? Like Harry, you can date my sister. Then Ron's family house being burned down, and then Ron dealing with all that.
It's like what I was saying earlier with Luna, like those that make an impression. So I think it's better that you hate Ron rather than like, Ron.
Yeah, all the people that hate Ron, they're just kind of like, he's annoying and he's just not cool. Like, shut up. Yeah, fucking Slytherin head ass.
I was gonna say Draco. Those are Draco.
Those Draco
Those are
level hating.
Draco fanboys. What if Draco and Hermione dated?
So Lucius, I threw Lucius on here. Why? I don't know. It's just the way he was looking at me. You know, I love looking at Magneto. You know what I'm saying?
Puts Lucius, doesn't put Dobby. How dare you? How dare he?
I wanted to put him on here because this is like he was like a main point of my thing about character. Lucius is a minor antagonist.
Yeah, for sure.
Is he a good character? I think he's a good character in what he does, right?
Elaborate.
Okay, so you first see Lucius. He's just a dickhead. That's it. Listen. Again, this isn't a who we like tier list. Lucius is not invited to the cookout. He is banned specifically from coming to the cookout. He cannot hang out. There's no game night. Do not pass go.
He
Do
gave
not.
Dobby a sock.
He did give Dobby a sock.
Yeah,
But Dobby hasn't brought up. He's a bad guy.
Scooter,
But doesn't mean he's bad character.
Scooter can't convince us either about this one. I'm sorry.
Does not mean he's a bad character because he's bad guy. So Lucius, you don't like him. He's mean. He's rude. These things. He has a literal slave. And then at the end, he goes through some character development, and then he decides, you know what, to step away. I mean, it's the whole family. Yeah. So Sirius. I mean, he goes through some.
No, I'm saying he has the slave.
Oh yeah, Sirius does have a slave also. I mean, we can talk about that. It'll be just say it, be equal. But
They called him Creature. Like,
oh my god, at least
endearing.
Dobby had a
Yeah,
name.
Dobby had a name.
At least Dobby had a name.
Now I need to go look up what Dobby actually means now, because I wonder if that's like a put down.
I mean, maybe, but
Creature.
like Lucius, I think is fine for what he is. You don't see him on screen all the time, but like you get a very quick character arc with him and his family. So, I mean, for now, I'm okay with putting him in B tier. We get more time with Draco. He's an antagonist, bigger character. We get to see the intricacies of him more. Lucius is not as interesting, I think,
He's
as...
like a C tier character.
I think she's not on here right now. Wait, no, she is on here, right?
Who are you talking about? Oh, that person?
No. I don't... The mom's not on there, right?
No.
It's just Lucius.
No, the mom is
I
very
think... just spoiler alert, if we ever do another list with other characters, I think... she is slightly more interesting, and we see her even less. So, all right,
you get the motherly part of her too,
Yeah.
and then you also get like the uppity part.
yeah.
of
Also,
her
the
at
actress
same
that played her just kind of nailed it in the short amount of time she had. But Lucius B tier, what do you think?
Yeah, you like love to hate him.
Yeah,
And I think you have.
he's a dick.
Yeah,
It's kind of like Azula, right? Like everyone's like, are you gonna say you don't like it? Like, okay, Lucius is not as good as Azula as a character, but
this is kind of crazy. But she also is like,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
give her everything and make her into.
yeah, you're like, dude, like Azula, like chill out, man. Like you're like almost comically evil all the time, and it's like Lucius, you're just kind of like you're just evil, dude. That's just how it is for a bit.
Pretty much. McGonagall?
McGonagall, she's great, right?
She's
We
my
love
favorite.
McGonagall.
I think everyone's favorite moment with McGonagall is that part where she gets to use like the soldier spell. She's like, I've always wanted to use that spell.
Yeah, and then there's also one where she stands up to Snape and then just starts fighting him.
Yeah,
I can't remember what she says. Oh, also Harry's banger line. How dare you stand where he stood? that one is actually super
That's a
quotable.
good one.
We need
McGonagall.
we need
I don't
Harry
know,
Potter quotes.
I love everything about McGonagall. She's like the hard ass, and then she has like a soft spot, and she's very reasonable, and she's very like responsible, and
Yeah, McGonagall.
interesting thread
Just
through the book.
Do we think she's S tier?
Yeah,
Throw her in S tier. Throw her in S tier.
she's ass to a character.
All right, Peter Pettigrew. Okay, hear me out. Same thing with Lucius.
You love to hate him.
I hate that guy. I hate looking at him. I hate the way that he walks, the way that he talks.
He's got like a rat face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Unironically, like how are you gonna transform back from being a rat and you still look like a rat? What is this? Yeah, well, yeah, you only changed your size, my guy. You didn't even do anything else. So, yeah, it's just one of those like he's ugly. Like I don't
He's
like
annoying.
him.
He's like the he does the bidding for Voldemort. He does all the errand boy stuff for Voldemort.
You know what? I am gonna throw some criticism.
He's good at being a little gremlin.
Do we was it made clear in the movies why he betrayed them? He just did, right? Like we don't know why exactly. Like what was the point?
Was it just he had like a weak will?
I mean, even if he had a weak will, like like he's just almost comically evil now. Like he likes it. He's still kind of a backstabbing coward, but like he still does it. Like
Maybe he feels like
why?
he has power.
Like what did they? Because Lupin and Sirius are like, yeah, no, he just straight up backstabbed them. They're like, I still don't know why he did it. Actually, like if someone has read the books, any of you guys are in the comments, if any of you know why he did it,
Or even just
let us know.
extended
Because to
lore.
me, I feel like that's kind of just dumb. Like it doesn't make sense to me. Which now that I'm thinking about it, kind of lowers him. Because I was gonna be like, maybe he's A tier for being unlikable, not a good character. But now it's like,
Why has he even got a chip on his shoulder in the first place?
yeah, I'm just like, I don't understand his motivation as a character.
I just like, I'm gonna
Like,
be
did
honest.
he just feel like doing it?
If you've looked like, Rat Guy the guy your whole life.
Just
if you-
get your friend killed?
Yeah. Well, no. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. No. If you just look like what's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles master's name?
Master Splinter.
Yeah, if you just look like Master Splinter, right? If that's just how you look your whole life, even as a kid, I always think Splinter is Shredder, and then I get them like, I want to say that like, oh no, Splinter's wrong. That's the bad guy. It's Shredder. But yeah, dude looks like a rat. He probably started out looking like a rat. I'm sure he got bullied a lot.
No, he surprisingly didn't, from what we see, because he's with the Marauders. He's with James, Potter, Lupin, Sirius, and they were like running the school.
That's just.
That's why it doesn't make sense. Like, why were you doing that?
I don't know.
Like,
I feel like Voldemort offered him something he thought he could only get with Voldemort.
Yeah, well,
That's where I'm thinking is like maybe he didn't feel like significant enough in that group. I don't know why.
I mean, I guess obviously, but it's like for me, like him as a character, I don't understand why he did that. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and they don't spend time on him, so I don't want to put him like that high up. What does that say? I can't read it.
This is Peter younger,
Yeah.
so he still looks like a rat.
Yeah, makes sense. But yeah, I guess honestly, I kind of want to throw him now that I have that glaring thing. Unless someone can explain it again, I want to put him in C tier.
Like I don't know if you want.
I want to put him in C tier
That might
for
be a
now.
deep dive.
I'm basically seeing that, like, the war's been going on for 10 years. They captured him, and they must have done something to him. They tortured him. They said something, or they had something on him. They're like, give us the Potter's location. And he gave it up. So from then on, you kind of stick with it, right?
What?
He did that, or you're saying that could be a thing? Like he
that
did.
could be a thing. That could be a thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So,
you
like,
don't
after
know.
You give them up. Where do you go from there? You can't go back to them, right?
Yeah, you go back to the only people that will accept you.
That doesn't.
No, you don't go back to him because if he gave him up, he'd be like, all right, well, I guess I'm Team Voldemort now.
No, that's what I'm saying. You just go to the people that'll accept you.
Yeah, okay.
I
Yeah,
guess,
I
but
said
like,
go back, but I meant just like you just
But-
side with the Voldemort.
but
side.
couldn't he have just went to Lupin and Sirius and been like,
Oh no, I gave you guys up.
no, he could have been like, yeah, so they tortured me and all this stuff, and
I
like
gave up the
I
Potter's
caved in.
Okay.
Like that, you don't need them to like you, but
Like I
they're
said-
actively trying to kill you.
If you're weak
No.
of will, you'll just.
I guess, but
won't
he
come to that
literally is
realization.
literally holding baby Voldemort in the Goblet of Fire.
Yep.
He is
just
holding
stopped it right
him.
True.
Like and I'm not saying like even if you want to say he's weak-willed, he actively helps, and he's the one that kills Cedric Diggory. It's him.
Yeah.
He actively plays probably actually the most pivotal part in bringing Voldemort back. So who did all the torturing and all this stuff? Like, I guess it must have been Voldemort. So you're telling me, so like
Or
it have to
Bellatrix.
be Stockholm syndrome? Like,
Bellatrix.
Because he's been running with them for how long now?
yeah, but then he's tortured. Like, I don't know. That makes me put him in D tier. I think he's
Tune
in
in
D
next
tier.
week. We're gonna torture Jay all week, and then we'll see how he fares.
Torture me all week.
Yeah,
We-
we'll
I'll
tell him
tell you
that, we'll tell him that red is blue and blue is green.
Yeah, you torture me all week, then you let me out, and then I just go like, you know what? You guys are my friends.
I torture him all week already.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna. It would literally be one of those like, wow, I'm holding baby of the guy who was torturing me the whole time, and I just.
Don't forget, there's
Yeah.
7 more of that guy, even if he, actually kicked him off a cliff.
Well, there's
7.
not 7 more of him necessarily. There's 7 more fragments of his soul
Yeah.
just somewhere.
I'm sure he'd find a way.
I mean, I can find a way after I kick him off this cliff. All right.
Actually,
All right, so who else do we have there? We have Lupin.
Lupin's great.
He is great. Honestly, I can't wait for the very end of this tier list. Just throw him an S. Let's do it.
I think
Throw
the
him an
whole.
S.
Well, no, actually, no. The werewolf. No. The reason they even turned into animals is because he got bit by a werewolf, right? And they wanted to make him feel more like. They wanted to be with him while he was a werewolf, right? To kind of help him. Isn't that why they all got a
Animaguses.
Yeah, animaguses.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So character-wise, he's also a good like supporting guy.
I think he is significantly. I in the book his relationship with I'm forgetting her name, the pink-haired girl.
The pink-haired girl?
Yeah, like so. I don't know if you remember in the movies, but like when he dies, yes, Nymphadora.
Yeah.
Their relationship is actually like established a bit more.
Oh yeah,
in the
way
book.
More. Yeah.
So like in the movie sense,
you actually know where she's from.
In the movie sense, it's dumb, but like I guess I won't say that that's a character issue.
There's a whole reason why she's like, "Don't call me Nymphadora." It was like a name that, like, an enemy gave her or something like that. Like some very strongly opposed character would call her that. She's just like, "Don't call me that."
Yeah, people call her Tonks, right?
Yeah,
they just go like
that's
Tonks.
the name she wants to be called, or that's her actual name.
I think Lupin is actually the most interesting out of all of the like Marauders for sure, because like the werewolf thing, the duality, you have the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing. It's like, no, get away from me, I'm changing. You have that, and then you have I guess like it's a combination thing, but like with his relationship with Nymphadora, even though it is short-lived and all that stuff, it's like that at least adds a little bit more roundness to his character.
Yeah.
It's again not well done in the movie, but I think that his thing is more compelling. He's also very well done. Like the actor did a fantastic job. Can't remember his name. I'm bad with actors, guys. I don't know what to say. Yeah, exactly.
I barely know Meryl Streep's name, I swear. It's
Yeah.
pretty bad.
So I think Lupin's pretty great. It's very memorable for me too for him. So I think he's characterized really well.
Who is that person right there? Who is the next one on the list?
That is Sirius.
Oh, it is Sirius. Oh, we did Sirius.
A tier.
A tier?
A tier.
I think he grows a lot. Yeah. First movie that he was in, I was like, questionable. Every movie since, solid.
A tier. He doesn't even appear that much in a lot of the other ones. So that's why. Last but not least,
he's more like fatherly. He like actually gives Harry a hug. You know, like unlike all the other adults that Harry's around, like all the other supportive figures, like Hagrid barely even does it. You know, he's like, Harry, I'm happy to see you. Gives a hug. Even Ron's mom didn't quite do it, or she'll like sometimes she will, sometimes she won't.
yeah.
I think he gets actual love, and like yes, I don't think they elaborated on it much, but those small moments where Sirius comes in and makes a point to be there.
Yeah. Last but not least, for sure, a character that you actually love to hate. People viscerally react to seeing her. I can't remember her name either. Fantastic job personifying this character on screen.
Oh yeah.
To the fact that it became like this literal headshot of her right here is a meme. It literally is just like she also has like top tier hater energy, but like way beyond Draco. That's a S tier antagonist there. Just a dickhead. She's just a dickhead of a character.
Yeah,
She's the actual representation, right, of like any kid having a problem with authority, and their authority is actually a problem.
Yeah, they just take it way too seriously. They have no leeway. They don't see reason. They're just like, rules, rules, rules. Everything I do is predicated on things out of our control.
Okay, so I will say this. Rin has an interesting take, saying D tier, meaning principal AF school is very strict. So I see that. So like if we're going based off of who we like, I agree with you. Like she would be like an F tier character. Don't want her around. She's not, again, not invited to the barbecue, not invited to the game night. We're not gonna hang out. But like, what was she supposed to do in the story?
Yeah, her function was to be like the worst thing for the school, the exact opposite of Dumbledore. And let's be honest, as a character, she's like the perfect opposite. Of
You wanted to see Harry and all of them get away with the things that they were hiding from ring room requirements.
Snape
You wanted to see her get kicked out. You wanted to see her get what was coming to her. You wanted to see her get dragged away by spiders. I don't think a lot of people necessarily wanted that, but you enjoyed it, didn't you?
No, it was the half.
The centaurs? It's the centaurs. My bad.
They also shot arrows at her, which was kind of things like, how dare you, dude?
Yeah, you wanted to see her get dragged away by centaurs. You sick individuals. You enjoyed it. That's how you know that it was a well done character, because you love to see this character lose.
And the acting was just that much better. The acting just like, you hated her office. You hated the way she conducted the classroom. You hated the way she talked to not only students, but people that were equals of the staff. You hated all of it, right?
Yeah, lawful evil at the highest degree. I agree with you 100%. That is true.
Love to hate.
She is an S-tier character because you just look at her. That image makes people mad. Just her, that woman herself existing, not even the actress, because she is her and looks like her, makes people mad.
You know what's funny? Of all the this kind of makes me think of of all the instances of Voldemort, which instance of Voldemort do you actually have the most I'm gonna punch this guy in the face? He's so bad. For me, it's the younger Tom Riddle.
Oh, okay, that's what you mean.
Charismatic Tom Riddle. If there's a stage of Lord Voldemort that you'd love to hate, frat boy, friggin' last year at Hogwarts, Voldemort is the most kick in the face.
Punchable.
Him asking those questions to Slughorn.
Yeah, no. No, he was a late preteen, early teen, I guess.
So what instance?
Oh, okay. I see.
The one with the wavy hair.
When the tier list shows, we echo, is what someone just said.
When the tier list shows, we echo.
When you go to show the tier list, your audio echoes.
I wonder if it's when we're both talking, because we're getting kind of excited. I don't know.
When you go to show the tier list, maybe it's because of how the audio was set up on it. Thank you guys for the feedback, though. We will definitely fix it.
We're still working the kinks out,
Yeah,
obviously.
for sure.
Second episode, we're, three best friends that anyone could have, trying to figure out how to put together a stream.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I guess for now, Umbridge is an S tier. You know what? Is there? I do see 3 bars. What is the other? Is it muted? What are those 3 bars?
J, Anthony, and this is audio output. I don't know what this is.
Mute everything that's not me and Anthony's audio.
What is that?
I wonder if you guys can hear me say A, B, C,
Is this
D.
audio
Let me know.
capture? But what would be captured?
It might have been a duplicate of it. If you guys are hearing us now, if you want to, do you hear me echoing now?
Yeah.
Question. Now at this point,
You can
we
check on your
might have
phone,
fixed
too.
it. So let us know.
How
But
weird.
I guess in the meantime, while we're waiting for you guys to let us know, I'm only gonna say we are only allowed to have, out of these characters, 4 characters maximum in each tier, right? 18. Actually, will that split? Yeah, that will split. No.
Well,
We have
the way
9,
I would do it,
5
how I
max
just
in each.
feel about these
18.
characters, it's a combination of, do I like this person, and do they serve their purpose as their character?
We fixed it.
We fixed it.
If you're showing the tier list.
You know what?
Yeah.
When we first were doing test streams before our first one, I was wondering if that was a duplicate. That track. Well,
Yeah, there you go. We did it, guys.
Thanks for being patient with us and all that jazz. Okay, so you're saying there's 18 characters. Divide that by 5, right? So it's 5 and some change. So there should be no more than
5 in each tier.
5 or 6.
Yeah, no more than 5 in each tier, I think works. Sorry. So quick maths. So
yeah, 5
time to
times
start-
3 is 15. So there's going to be 3 left over, so there's going to be 6 in a few of them.
all right, it's gonna
If it works out that way.
S tier is gonna be a bloodbath right now, but we're gonna
Oh my god.
let's start it out. Who are we getting out of S tier? Who are we taking out of S tier?
Taking out a S
So
tier.
are you
McGonagall.
Is the factor how good of a character they are?
Yeah.
Period.
If this character you remember, okay, when you
How
think of
memorable
it,
they are.
do you remember them? Did they
Not
make you
memorable.
feel a certain way?
Yeah.
Did you feel things when you saw and interacted with this character? All
And
of
do
that
they-
stuff.
Do they like?
Do they make sense?
By
Also,
that metric for sure.
Are they
the way I
impactful?
did it is like kind of twofold. Where do I like them and how they serve as characters? So it's like Umbridge, she does well as a character, but because I dislike her so much, she goes all the way down. But it's like, Sirius, he isn't super significant, but I like him so much, so he's gonna go up.
yeah. I mean, again, it's one of those things where it's like
Maybe for future tier lists too, we can kind of
we could
set
do
the standard.
a tier
like
list
who's
that's
the
like
best good guy, who's
who
the worst.
who
one.
would you hang out with tier list like.
Yeah.
We do that, but like one of my
For this
things,
one,
I want to do this
This
because
is serve as-
it's
serve as-
I like this because like for example, one of the main things for me is this Naruto as an example of a show. If any of you watch Naruto, the character of Danzo, everyone hates that character. Everyone absolutely hates him. But the thing about it is you can't say that he is a bad character. He is a great character.
that you love to hate.
It's you love to see that character fail. You love when he gets thwarted. You love to hate him.
So it's like these these characters' impact in the story and like their not even necessity, because you could be a minor character, but your impact was large. And also, do you like live up to what you're supposed to be? Right? That's kind of what we're talking about. Impact, and do you do what you're supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
If you're Draco's mom, are you like a strong mother figure or absent mother figure that created Draco? And are you like noticeably evil on screen? Right? You have to be able to like, does she do that for the story? Right? And then I don't know if we're judging really acting either.
So who are
But
I will
just
say this
character in the story.
to cut
Are they
through
worthwhile?
everything. Who are the 5 that we're leaving in S tier? Are we leaving Dumbledore?
I'm just gonna go with the easiest ones.
Bellatrix is
stays.
going down. Bellatrix is staying.
Stays.
Stays.
Umbridge stays.
Umbridge stays.
Yes.
All right.
Hagrid stays. That's 3 for me.
Hagrid stays.
Hagrid
Said
stays.
Bellatrix, Umbridge,
Hagrid.
stays.
Yeah.
We're keeping 5 each, 4 each.
5 max.
5 each?
We're forcing it.
See, 'cause
5
my
max.
personal bias is keep Luna, but then if it's like a combo,
Luna's only significant in the last few movies, though.
Well, we're talking. So here's my thing about significance. This is about the character.
I guess so,
how
but
they serve as their character.
Their character, how memorable are they? How iconic are they? How impactful are they at certain things? Like the fact that I remember the thing about Luna with the Thestrals is crazy because she isn't that like important in the story as a whole, but I remember that scene and I remember her as a character.
So would we agree that Umbridge stays?
I think
Is
for
she
that
like the
metric,
highest in
metric
S tier?
that we said that we were going to use? Then yes, she stays. In that case, then I would put Lupin lower.
Lupin, you can move Lupin for sure. McGonagall's moving too.
Yeah, McGonagall's moving for sure.
Ooh, but I would put McGonagall high A.
That's
well, we'll
fine.
get to
That's
that
fine.
later.
That's
We'll get to
fine.
that. We'll get to that. Yeah.
Is Hermione leaving?
Does Hermione leave? 1, 2, 3,
No, I think
4,
I
5,
feel like
6,
Hermione has to stay.
7. We have 7 here.
Does Dumbledore go down?
Does Dumbledore go down?
What?
Does
Dumbledore
Hagrid go
compared to
down?
Hagrid? No, there's no way
Bro,
Dumbledore goes below
is-
Hagrid,
There's
dude.
so many layers you see
I
of
think
Hagrid.
There's
Hagrid
no
is
what
just
layers?
He
What
loves
layers?
he loves
As-
animals. He helps the kids out. He does sneaky stuff. He helps the school. He's like responsible for Harry.
That's literally
He also,
all
like-
stuff Dumbledore does, except Dumbledore like actually has more character.
But you see more instances of it too. You get to see at the ground level. Dumbledore is kind of there sometimes.
No, Dumbledore is in it way more than Hagrid is.
Well, towards the end, yeah.
he's dead at the end.
Well, you know what I mean.
When-
In the end
wait.
of the series, like the end movies, the last half of the series, you see a lot more Dumbledore than Hagrid. But the first few movies, you're at Hagrid's house all the time.
I think you don't really see Hagrid a whole lot after the first 2 movies.
Do you not? No, you see him in the third one because they kill Hedwig.
I'm just saying you don't see him a whole lot after the first 3 movies. You don't even see him a whole lot.
I guess so.
And then also as a character, it's like
Dumbledore
has he's the most powerful guy. Also, he has a secret history and stuff in the past. He's been cursed. He has all this intrigue and
he's trying to figure out how to solve this puzzle.
turns into fire with a phoenix and disappears, and he's evading the freaking
He also owns a phoenix.
police basically, and as a character, it's he's way more we all remember Hagrid, but when people think of Harry Potter, do people think of Hagrid before they would think of Dumbledore? Do they think
not, honestly?
if we were doing a class on how to write a complex character,
But it's
would
you're
Hagrid...
a wizard, Harry. I think that's one of the first things that comes up.
That is iconic.
Right?
There's also the Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
Yeah, he said calmly.
Is that I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's a universe where we should put, but I mean, we can leave it for now, right? Maybe if we move other characters around, we can see what's up.
Why would Hermione not be there in S tier?
I think I'm willing to put Hagrid down next to McGonagall.
Yeah, so
I'm down for that.
So
I'm even down
I'm
to
just
move
saying,
Snape.
why wouldn't Hermione be
I'm
okay?
down to move Snape too.
Ooh.
That's yeah.
I would rather put Hermione down than Snape almost.
You think so?
Yeah.
What is Hermione about? Yeah, actually, you know
But then,
what?
okay, if I want to remove my biases, we can move Luna down too. Because I feel like you shouldn't move down Snape.
I'd be down to move
I think
Hermione.
I
Actually.
think Luna can move down.
Okay.
We can move Luna down.
The women rule a S tier. Let's go 3-2.
Do we want to put this in order too?
I'm good with just leaving it at that. It's gonna take all night. We're gonna be here all night.
Screw it, dude. You know what? What if we do move Umbridge down?
Oh.
You love to hate her, right? But if
Yeah. To be fair, they brought it. They brought it up in chat actually. She's only in one movie.
who said it in chat?
She's
Gaming adjacent.
Well,
character.
well, she's also in the.
not main antagonist in one movie, but she shows up in later.
She does
movies.
show up later on. But I know. Yeah, I know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who do we put back up? You want to put Luna back up?
Let's move people out of A tier actually then.
Okay.
Pending.
Damn, dude.
Pending. I think McGonagall has to be an A tier, bro.
Yes.
She's got so many layers. She does exactly.
I feel like it would be wrong to put Harry or Ron lower.
if we're judging the acting, which might make this tier list easier, we could put Harry down. Not to say it was bad acting, but there are just moments where he kind of has no emotion ever for anything. Even when he's not depressed, when you would expect someone to have no reaction.
Lupin's cool. I'd move him down. I don't think he's an 8 character.
Would you move Lupin before you move Sirius though?
Sirius serves as what he's supposed to serve as. He's the prisoner at Azkaban.
I think in the
He ends up being his godfather. I think
Yeah.
he's just a nice father figure after that.
I think we're moving Sirius and Lupin down
Oh,
at the same time. They are
At the
they are
same time?
not allowed to be.
Should we move Harry down?
I refuse to live in a world where Lupin is lower than Sirius. And Sirius, I don't mind him being in the same tier as Lupin. I'm not going to act like Lupin's a significantly better character. He's not, I guess, but
should we bring Neville down? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think we do bring Neville down.
I think we can
Does
consider.
he not serve what he's supposed to be?
No, he
does.
does.
In my brain, I'm just
we have to though. We have to move people.
My thing is I'll put I think my bias is I'll put the significance of time on people. So you don't see Luna in every movie. You see Harry in every movie, Malfoy every movie. Blah, blah, blah. Even Malfoy is a very one note for
Us
so
putting
much.
Sirius lower is not making people in the chat happy.
Look, it's not like we want these changes to happen, right? We made the tier list. Now we have to.
Listen. It's not about okay. I can
remember the metric, you guys. The metric is as a character.
as a character.
Not whether we like these guys.
I'm not even
Also,
gonna
how
lie.
well done are they characterized?
Are.
Like again, I
Like,
cannot
how
stress
well they're
enough.
portrayed by the actors.
You are all brainwashed by Sirius being that good of a
Nice guy.
godfather and other stuff. He sends shit to Harry anonymously, basically. Then he gifts some other things like a sugar daddy, and then in the movie after that, he's there for a bit. They go like, "Oh, look, that he's actually being a godfather," and then he dies. He doesn't do that much in the movies, guys. The most interesting about him is in the movie he's introduced to.
What are you talking
And even
about?
then, do not get me started.
He bites Harry's ankle. He gives him a tour of the
Sirius
house.
literally like he does everything but like anything that makes sense, I guess, when it comes to trying to contact Harry. Why is he the dude acting like that when he gets to meet Harry? He's acting like basically almost insane. And then it's like, well, the Dementors. Then why does he act normal after the whole reveal? After the reveal, he acts normal. You can't say he's actually insane and then he's acting normal. That's not how that works. I'm sorry. In the movies, I'm not saying the books, it's different. In the movies, I don't think Sirius as a character is as well done.
I think that's a good point then. I feel like if there's like a significant thing that could be changed about their character, like I think they need to be improved on.
I could see Harry going down.
The
and I
movie
would
is Harry
swap-
Potter, yes.
I could see Harry going down, and I could honestly swap Lupin with Malfoy.
Lupin with Malfoy?
Yeah, I could be fine putting Draco down.
I'd rather
and
put
Harry
Hagrid
and
down.
putting Lupin up.
I'd rather put Hagrid down. I'd rather put McGonagall
Tell
down.
me how Hagrid doesn't serve his purpose.
How does Malfoy not serve his purpose? How does Draco not serve his purpose?
So Ron, I feel like that's a good point. Ron could be done better. What sucks is they took a lot of Ron's stuff and gave it to Hermione. So like Ron would have been a stronger character if he kept the stuff that he kept from the books.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
I feel like you wouldn't have a lot of anything to do. You wouldn't have anything for Harry.
We
You wouldn't
have
Ron.
Oh wait, we have okay.
I guess that's the same with Sirius. and
Okay,
Lupin.
let's figure out who we're putting back in S tier.
We're putting someone back.
Yes, because Umbridge is coming down.
Oh, Umbridge is going down.
That was a
How could
consensus.
Umbridge be
How is
done
that?
better?
How is Umbridge going down?
How could Umbridge be done better?
I would rather.
I
move,
guess
like,
you're
Hermione,
right.
But
Like if
Would
there's
I
I
move
think if we
Hermione?
move Hermione, then we move Ron down because I don't think Hermione and Ron are in the same tier.
how do you move Hermione down?
Well, Hermione, you could put Hermione at the bottom of S tier.
I do think it's pretty funny that we do have Bellatrix up there still. And I'm like, I'm not going to fight it. I'm just kind of like, I mean,
No, as a character, awesome.
So that's the question.
I think on that list,
How do you?
I
do
think
that?
I could move Hermione down a little, and I could move Snape. I don't think you can move the other ones. But Snape
he went to magic therapy off screen.
Snape is like the villain that you wanted him to be the villain in the first movie. Like, he serves that purpose as a character so well.
Bro, I'm just going to say it again just for the chat and everybody. This is slightly off topic. Dude, why is Sirius actively acting like he's the villain? I'm just saying in Azkaban.
He's a children's book character.
Even
Like-
Harry's
He's
like,
supposed
why
to be
did
scary
why'd you
for
bite
him."
my leg so hard? He's like, oh, I've never really been good at that. It's like,
Bro,
you got out of Azkaban.
shut
You're a
up.
smart guy. You could have figured out something.
Good. He's a good character though, but we have to move characters down. We did the initial placement. You saw where we put him normally. That's all I'm gonna say.
Can we move Draco's dad down then? Make it easier.
Yeah.
Put some.
I mean,
space in C tier.
we're just moving another person down. Like it's 5 in each
Could
tier.
it just be Ron down or
We can move Ron down.
but Ron down. We're just gonna go here.
Oh, dude, that's hard, bro. You're gonna
Should
move
we-
Ron down.
Should we make it 4 in each tier?
Oh my
1, 2,
god.
3. 1, 2, 3.
Wait, what do we do with these extra characters? Then there's 18 of them.
18.
Oh wait, 4 times 5 is 20. What am I saying?
Yeah.
I thought. Okay, no. My bad.
Oh man.
For some reason, my brain was like, put 3 in each. That's 15. We have like a few left over.
What is a CT? Well, yeah, they could definitely be more utilized. If they're in C tier, it's like we could have been more like we could have known more about them.
We could have known more about the
Should we
others.
put Lily down?
Peter Pettigrew needed a little bit more,
Oh
I
my
think,
God.
in order for us to really understand what the hell went on with his character.
Like these are the main characters' parents. How are they not more significant? How do we not know more about them?
They're also dead. They only get like little spurts. That's all
Yeah.
you get. The fact that you even get little spurts is more than any other orphan character. Somebody made some egregious comparison online that I'm forgetting the story, but they're like Harry Potter's the exact same as I think it was like Star Wars or something. It's like orphan character lives with their uncle and aunt. Like there's just like too many things going on that are uncanny resemblances.
You know, I feel like some of you in the chat are really, really trying to slander my girl Umbridge.
Slander.
Bro,
Tell me-
Umbridge is not just some principal. Umbridge is not just some academic obstacle. She is the personification of an op.
Yeah.
She is only there to watch you fail and actively make you fail. She is there to break the spirit. She is the machine in which people rage against. She is the actual representation of the corrupted, unhelpful Ministry of Magic. That is what she is there for. She is the opposition. She literally is that. And her character is going to literally be hung in the rafters as one of the most unlikable characters from any piece of pop media. She is synonymous with being unliked. And once you reach that status as a character,
You kind of own S tier at that
Yeah.
point.
I think the fact that there's so much like resistance to her being there.
That just solidifies it,
yeah.
doesn't it?
So again,
how
Umbridge,
strongly people feel about
yeah, Umbridge is also not a fighter. The point of her character is she is a social obstacle. She is literally everyone not believing Harry and them that Voldemort is back, and she is actively kind of working with them, being corrupt. And
Like Snape is not a fighting obstacle either.
well, no, he is. He's kind of a badass.
No, he can fight. And
Yeah.
he has like some wicked cool skills and spells that he's made and whatnot. But the whole time that he's ever been a problem, it's always been like he's like a hard ass in classroom, or he's the guy training Harry's brain to not get corrupted by Voldemort at will. And there's no one really fighting with Snape ever.
I'm honestly surprised you guys are more on Umbridge's case and not Bellatrix's. I'm surprised for moving a character
I
down.
Do you think Bellatrix is too
I think Bellatrix, she's the only character in there to me that isn't like,
Okay.
that doesn't pop off the page, because like Hermione, Albus, and Albus and
Bellatrix
Snape.
down, move Luna up.
Okay, Hermione, Albus, and Snape are all very fleshed out characters for the most part in comparison, and then Umbridge is just like super iconic for just being an absolute hater and people hating her. People like Bellatrix because she's like, she matches an aesthetic, and also she is crazy and she's cool, well done and whatever, and like she killed Sirius and like, you know, that matters. But like ultimately we don't get a lot of time with her. But again, I like her. Like that's why I said, like, is she S tier? I'm just
think
surprised
you get all
that
the
you
flavors of her. You get her in the crops when she's like, "I killed Sirius Black," very like lackadaisical about it, or yeah, very like
People feel strongly
nonchalant.
about her too. I
Yeah.
don't think people have no opinion on her. I feel like the majority of people might have no opinion on Luna rather than Bellatrix. So she might say that, honestly.
Maybe. I honestly just want to keep moving Draco down. I'm just like
Bro,
Draco's like
what?
Draco's like until the last movies. I'm like
You're
I just consider time. I'm like of all the times you see him on screen, has he been impactful every single time? No.
no.
Not to me.
Really?
Not every time.
He is Harry's main antagonist. He's like
Yeah, yeah.
Zuko to Harry, except
Yeah,
like
yeah.
not as well done Zuko.
Exactly.
So then,
But Zuko's like all-time list S tier character. Like Draco even being put in the same sentence as like, yeah, similar to Zuko-ish, where it's like main antagonist, but Draco kind of goes through this semi-redemption arc, and you don't see a lot of it on screen.
that's how Draco could be improved if he was like a deuteragonist to Harry, and he's just kind of going parallel to him.
The thing is, he
That's what I'm saying, if
is.
he needs
But he should have been.
It should have been fleshed out more.
Yeah.
if he should have been fleshed out more, then drop
Yeah.
him. It's B tier.
I'm siding
And
with
his
him.
dad should go down after that. Right?
All right, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. All of you Hagrid lovers in the chat and the one right here, Draco is a more important, better character than Hagrid.
More important? False.
Oh.
Because the spider
I
actually
kinda
helped.
agree with that. I think
Yeah, of course you agree with that.
I feel
What?
more strongly.
You can
about
remove
Draco.
Hagrid from the story. It does nothing.
Oh,
Does nothing.
It
make
does
sense.
nothing. Send Dumbledore instead of Hagrid.
oh, yeah.
What changes?
I
You can't have
agree with
Dumbledore
that.
replace Draco. Be
I-
like, oh, I'm an adult and you're
Hagrid's
just a
lovable
child. I'm your
character, but, if
nemesis.
Someone else could just fill their role.
I would
You
need-
want
I
to go
would
there?
need,
We're
like-
there. We're there now.
I'm sorry, stream.
We've gone there. We're there.
I would need like an entire week to formulate an argument rebuttal against that. So I'm just gonna hold my peace right now. But
You're about to make me put Draco in S tier.
I'm just gonna let Jay cook at his cookout. Cookout for one.
Development.
Hagrid is a well-developed character. Draco's not.
How did Hagrid change?
Hagrid has not changed.
He hasn't changed.
He's a static character.
How has
He's Pete the
Mud-
Magic Dragon.
How has Umbridge changed?
How's Umbridge changed?
I just disagree with a well-developed character. Just because you're a static character doesn't mean.
Draco compels the plot forward.
Yeah.
You're saying he doesn't compel the plot forward? You're serious, right? We saw what happened in Order of the Phoenix, right? We saw what Draco, the whole thing around Draco ended up. People were making deals behind each other's backs. Snape kills Dumbledore because Draco got caught in a vow with freaking Voldemort. Because Draco wasn't cutting it for Voldemort being a Death Eater and all this shit. The reason Dumbledore dies is because of Draco. What are we talking about? The reason that Harry doesn't fail in certain sections is because Draco decides, you know what, maybe this isn't for me. What are we talking about? What, like, literally, come on, man. Who is the person that Harry is like having the big Quidditch game against?
I will say.
It's Draco. I don't know what to tell you guys. He's literally just his like
I will
rival.
say-
He's his rival.
I will say Bellatrix also knew that Draco was kind of like a weakling.
A pansy.
Yeah. So of course she makes Snape the like the binding spell. What is that spell? I don't know what it's called, but it's like
Unbreakable vow.
the unbreakable vow. Yeah, but yeah. He has a forced destiny now, and she knew that Draco might hesitate, and I don't know.
It's pretty crazy. That
I don't.
Dumbledore
I think you could take.
Saw that too, and it was like, she's gonna make you do it. You're gonna if don't make Draco do it. Step in.
At
You
Jay's
do it.
point, you could take Draco out then, and you could just let Snape do the killing.
Yeah, and you know what? Another thing too, I have to
Hagrid's
say,
not important.
people. No, so Hagrid's an important character, but there's a pecking order, and if you remove Draco from the story, we have like there's so much you miss. Like Harry uses one of the things from the Half-Blood Prince's book on Draco in the bathroom.
Yeah. Draco's
And he
like
slices
dying.
him up and all those things, and Harry's like, "Oh shit!" Like there are so many moments in the story that revolve around
when
Draco.
Jay talks like that, it makes me think, if you just took Hagrid out of the story, Harry would just be at a fucking zoo on the weekends.
He is his.
Saying earlier, Dumbledore could have done that.
I mean, Snape could have just
Sirius could have
killed
done
Dumbledore and left Draco at home.
it. Sirius could have done it.
A crazy man comes out of prison.
Yeah, man. Harry would have just been at home in that cupboard.
Would have given Sirius more to do.
Honestly, I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's like, all right, so we have Sirius as the Godfather and Hagrid's the Godfather, so we have the
Sirius
characters
was
split in
born.
half. All right.
Hagrid, yeah.
Well, we have characters split into eighths.
What?
So we have characters in this series split into eighths.
It's true. So let's see.
Let's keep hacking
Voldemort
this list.
still exists if you remove Draco. Draco is his rival. Voldemort is his actual
the enemy.
Is the
Yep, like the series enemy. Yeah.
like it's literally like it's like a more evil. Imagine Draco is literally blue from Pokemon Red and green and yellow, right? He's blue. And then once shit gets real, he's like, okay, well, I'm not like actually like comically evil. And then he backs out. If Blue ever had that happen in the Pokemon games, he probably would have been like, yo, I'm out here to see the guy, my guy fail, but I'm not out here to like kill him. I'm not trying to like ruin the world.
I have a really terrible analogy
Okay.
that's in my head for this. It's like Jay and I are fighting to the death, right? Jay's intent is to kill me, right? My intent, not to die, to kill him, whatever. Jay and I are holding swords. My rival's the sword, right? The enemy is Jay. I don't know if that's a good analogy or not.
Rival is a sword. I don't think that's...
Maybe rival's bad. But the thing you want you're dodging is the sword, but the person really trying to kill you is the guy holding the sword.
So Draco's a tool.
Draco's a tool, pretty much. Like I said, I don't know if that's a good analogy.
So when I play Smash, and the person that I want to beat a lot, and then they want to beat me and stuff all the time, and they could be different levels.
Super
Like let's
Smash
say
Brothers for
Andy,
the Nintendo
yes,
Wii.
yeah. So Andy is my rival, right? Let's say
Yeah.
Andy's my rival currently, even though it's kind of lopsided. But Andy's my rival.
Scott always put that.
Yeah. Nintendo is my enemy.
No, Nintendo's the enemy.
He is the enemy.
Sorry, Nintendo.
So like Drake.
We'll take Steam and Valve sponsorships though.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Dota
of course.
2 sponsorships.
Of
Dota
course.
2 if you're listening to this.
Smite
I'm
2.
your biggest fan and I'm your worst player.
But it is called Cedric is more important than Draco. You are smoking.
We're again.
Literally, Cedric could have just been replaced with Harry.
I will say this: we are also limited on information by the movies. We weren't.
Yeah,
we weren't story.
we are
bookers.
going based.
And I don't think it's respectful of the series to be like, I read the Cliff Notes and my Spark Notes on the books.
Every character that is not like Harry or Hermione or certain characters is a side character.
Jay's getting so.
Now I'm reading the chat, guys.
Read the chat.
I'm reading the chat. But saying that Draco is just a side character, they're all side characters. Hagrid's a side character. McGonagall's a side character. Bellatrix is a side character. Dumbledore and Snape are considered main characters by
Dumbledore.
the synopsis of it. But every other character that is not the Ron, Hermione, Harry, Snape, and Dumbledore are all considered side characters, supporting cast. So every single one of them, they're side characters that are not that.
Jay's very impassioned on this. What else? Let's crunch down on this. Let's keep going.
Are we want 4 in each?
Do we want to do that, or
Was
are
it
we going to
supposed to be
call it?
5?
Are we going to call it?
Here?
Or are we going to get...
C tier just looks uncomfortably empty.
It does.
Let's add one more to C tier to piss
4.
everyone off.
Okay, well, just one more. Okay.
Malfoy's dad.
Malfoy's
Draco's dad.
Sure.
Sure.
Yes, Draco and
Oh,
Lily.
sorry.
Lucius and
Oh no, what did I say? Draco?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Lucius.
Malfoy. Yeah.
Malfoy.
And Lily.
You could have made Hagrid and Sirius the same character,
Honestly,
guys.
yeah, I
You
agree.
could have just done that. Like, let's keep it a buck. Come on,
But then who would be the...
Let's keep it a rupee.
Azkaban?
a yen. Let's keep it.
You could have
Peso.
made all the Dursleys one character.
Ron could have been the rival. If Ron could have been the rival, then he couldn't have been his friend. And isn't that
Rival
beautiful? Yeah, he could have been a rival friend, but then he wouldn't have done the whole being an antagonist, I guess. But like Ron they were like, he's gonna be his best friend. That's
All right.
it.
Is it time?
It is time.
All right, guys. Just in case that we didn't make it clear last time, remember, like, put your opinions in the chat. We will definitely read them. We read all of them. as for next week's topics, or not next week's topics, but like the topics for our next podcast, 2 or 3 weeks away from, I think 3 weeks away from now. Give us your opinions. Like, tell us what you want us to talk about. We'll do a little bit of research, and then we'll just hash it out like we did this week. I think we'll do tier lists pretty regularly, but I think sometimes we're gonna go away from them, just because like we don't want to always have to default to tier lists. We want to have a little more engagement, more different angles of looking at the same material, better conversations and all that. So tell us what you want us to talk about. Put it in the chat. And then make sure to follow us on our socials, link down below. And thanks for joining us at the Whatever I Guess podcast.
Yeah, have a good one, guys. We'll update you guys with videos and shorts and stuff from our vacation. But until then, enjoy yourselves.
Yeah.